How are you?
Right tonight, I'm much, much better than last night.
I'm glad you're feeling a lot better. You had a little bit of a stomach problem, right?
Yes, I have the 7 o'clock appointment on Tuesday. They're going to hopefully give me a scope down the esophagus and stretch it.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
I'm looking forward to it.
I think what we're looking forward to most is another day in Otterville, and we got a baseball game to play.
We had a beautiful game last night. I talked to a couple of fans before the game, which I always do. I have to go down, and associate with the loyal Otter fans, and I'll tell you, all they were raving about what a great game was last night.
Yeah, we had over 2,800 people here last night.
Yeah, but what we have been very, very fortunate, and I'm saying the Otters have been very, very fortunate. I'm going to say in the last 3 weeks is outstanding pitching from the starters.
Yes.
And that is what is putting the Otters in the place they're in now. And what, are they half a game out?
They are, if we look at the standings momentarily, they are 2.5 games behind the Freedom, but they're only a half game behind Southern Illinois for second place.
Okay, well, that was what I guess referring to. But they wouldn't be there if it wasn't for the pitching.
Now, Jake Welch, it was his first start at Boise Field yesterday, believe it or not.
Didn't have many strikeouts, but he was throwing strikes, and they were, and there weren't too many blasts. You know, I mean, there were some outstanding plays, but there weren't.
The three double plays yesterday were incredible.
Oh, yeah. I think Meggs went deep to right center. Made a catch. Outside of that, they were just routine fly balls to the outfield. And then you had Keith out there with that beautiful. He timed himself with that fly ball, and the guy overran first base and was going to second, and then realized it was caught. And Keith threw a bullet back on the money. And if he was on in Las Vegas, he probably would have won the house. And anyway, we got a double play. That was a big. And you don't see that. Dave, you're in baseball. And you're going to be here for the whole year. You may see 100 to 200 double plays, but I'll guarantee you won't see another one like that.
Oh, I believe. I was talking to Keith earlier in the clubhouse today. He honestly thought that the runner was safe when he threw it back.
I did too.
And I was saying maybe the umpire gave it to him, gave him the double play. I mean, you got to give a lot of credit to Carlos to make that stretch in order to make it work. Yeah. 3 double plays yesterday, 3 strikeouts, but Jake Welch. It was probably the best I've ever seen him pitch so far this season.
Yeah.
And he was really searching for his first win of the year, and he got it yesterday. Wright, by the way, the pitcher who came in last night in the 9th, he earned a save.
Yes, I know.
So it was his...
The Brown, the man from the Ivy League College,
yes.
Brown.
Well, today we're going to talk to the closer, Danny Arribas, who has three saves this year. He tops his fastball at 94. He came in at big situations last week, including a couple wins against Florence, a couple wins against Schaumburg as well. So we're going to hear from the new closer, Mr. Danny Arribas from Allentown, Pennsylvania, the home of Snoopy and Dorney Park.
Before you begin that, let me just say one thing. I've talked to the fans before the game, as I mentioned, and they told me, and I don't know if you knew this, but Fulton, the catcher that really hurt us,
yes,
his nickname was Pork Chop.
Really?
Yeah, and I said, oh, my God, I wish I knew that. I would have said, hey, I'll take an order. Absolutely.
Well, the Otters right now, coming into today, have a batting average of .256. That is third best in the Frontier League. We're starting to get back to our offensive ways. We scored more than 5 runs yesterday for the first time since May 28th.
Oh, I didn't know that. You're the stat man. I'm just the
analyst? The color commentator?
Yeah, that sounds better. I mean, I like that. I like to digest the situation.
Of course. Of course. The more we know, the more we educate the fans out there, the better off the broadcast will be. So we're going to take a commercial break, and then when we come back, we're going to hear from Otters' new closer, Danny Arribas, the Allentown, Pennsylvania native. And after that, we'll get the starting lineups and first pitch. You're listening to the pregame show. This is Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vandenberg or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The pizza brick road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the pizza brick road. Road down to Tyroni's. The pizza brick road. The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's.
Now let's go inside the clubhouse for today's one-on-one with the Evansville Otters.
Dave Lynn here with new Otters closer Danny Arribas, the hard-throwing right-hander from Allentown, Pennsylvania. Danny, thank you for joining me. I guess we're about 30 or so games into the season. From your perspective, how are things with the team and with the outlook?
Yeah, I mean, to start off any season, you're going to have some growing pains. I mean, guys have to gel together and get to know each other and just clubhouse vibes and stuff like that. So, I mean, I think we've done a great job. There's good chemistry on the team, and, you know, that goes a long way for sure.
Now, the closer is an important role. Do you embrace that? And how has the transition been from being a reliever to the go-to guy whenever we have a lead that is within 3 runs in the 9th inning?
Yeah, I mean, it's an honor. It's something that I've, you know, geared up for. You know, obviously roles have to be earned, and I love pressure. So to be in that situation, have that ball in your hand, I think if you're playing this game and you're not thinking that way and you want that ball, then yeah, I don't know if that's for you. So like I said, I like the pressure. I like knowing that it's in my control, and you know, then let the defense do what it does best. So
now I think there's some athletes. We can talk about all different scenarios, but I think as a closer, what would help is if you simplify things. Saying, here's the situation, here's what I got to do. Do you try to simplify things when you're on the mound?
You have to. I mean, because you can let any situation get out of hand. So if you can control yourself and control little things like breathing and stuff like that, then it allows you to work free and allows you to perform at your best.
Now, throughout the year so far, the bullpen has done great, and there have been good times where we would have a lead, and then, for whatever reason, the other team would come back and either tie and or win the game. As a baseball player, especially a relief pitcher, what is the mindset of a reliever in general and how to execute the job, especially when things may not be going well?
Right. I mean, so obviously we watched the whole game from the pen, and it's easier when you know your role. So whenever a situation arises, it's this guy. Okay, this guy's got to focus up and know what's going to happen. So as a reliever, you kind of got to play the game out in your head before you even get out there. So you always got to be ready for your opportunity, and you got to be able to handle that situation when you get it.
Now, being a reliever, lastly, you really never know when your number is called in general. Now, with you being the closer, you have an idea of when you are, but are you always need to be ready to be thrown in any situation? Yeah, I mean, like you said, especially as a reliever, I mean, you truly don't know when you're going to throw. You have an idea, but if things go hayward and a new situation arises, then guess what? You always got to be ready. So, I mean, as a back end guy, you know, okay, starting the 6th inning, I gotta start focusing up, stretching, and get my mind right. Because, I mean, there's been situations that I've been in my career, and other guys could tell you, whenever you're not ready, that's when your number is probably going to get called, and you learn quick. So you learn to always be ready and handle that situation. One more here. Now, we've had many road games, not as many home games. What is it like from a reliever's perspective to throw at home, especially at a place like Bosse Field?
Yeah, I mean, it's fun quieting the crowd when you're on the road. Like that's always kind of been my goal, is to go into another place and just shut it down and have that crowd, you know, root against me. But it's a little different when your home crowd is behind you. I mean, the energy is all in your favor. So, I mean, you could ride that wave, I would say. But if things aren't going so well, then guess what? You're tough critics. So, I mean, just feeding off their energy is probably the biggest thing I would say.
All right, Danny Arribas, thank you so much for your time. We'll get back to starting lineups. The first pitch. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball, 91.5 WUEB.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 FM WUEB Evansville.
This summer, the Frontier League heads to the Big Apple as its brightest stars battle the Can-Am League's finest in the historic first-ever Frontier League Can-Am League All-Star Celebration. It's July 9th and 10th in beautiful Rockland County, nestled in New York City's suburbs. Slide to rocklandboulders.com for tickets and lodging information to see the best baseball stars shine in New York. Again, visit rocklandboulders.com and show support for your team in this Frontier League Can-Am League All-Star game.
Something's going on. The manager and the coach, and now a player is running in from the bullpen.
Line drive, and that will be caught by Keith Grieshaber in left field.
Double
Flashes
play.
the leather.
No.
And will be called out.
Oh, he is. Oh, my goodness.
Castro pumps his fist. Welch gives a shout out to Keith in left field. What a play. Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. This is the pregame show here on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network. That highlight was the double play from Keith Grieshaber last night, and boy, it was spectacular. One of the many highlights of yesterday's game.
Well, as I said earlier, you'll watch 100 more games, and you probably will never see that one again. Now, you may see a duplicate of a double play at first base, but it's coming from the right fielder, and not from the left fielder. That's the unusual thing.
Right. Well, let's get into today's starting lineups. The Otters have changed it up a little bit. Batting first, playing second base, would be David Cronin. Batting second, the catcher, Mike Rizzatello, who's batting sixth yesterday. Batting third will be third baseman Ryan Long. Batting fourth will be the first baseman Carlos Castro. Batting fifth, the designated hitter Dakota Phillips. Batting sixth, Justin Irby in right field. Batting seventh, Jack Meggs in left. Batting eighth, Hunter Cullen in center field. And batting ninth at shortstop, J.J. Gould. And on the mound for the Otters, Randy Wynn, looking for his sixth win of the year. He is 5-1 with a 2.71 ERA. And I think the thing that we both like about Randy is that he likes to throw strikes early and often, tries to get his hitters in two-strike counts quickly, keeps his hitters off balance, and therefore, once he gets to an 0-2 count or a 1-2 count within the first three pitches, he can then work around his arsenal of whether he wants to throw a breaking pitch, he wants to throw it inside, outside, he wants to throw a changeup, whatever the case may be.
You're correct in your diagnosis or evaluation, either one.
Now, there are times where Randy has told me there will be a moment in the game where he'll be in a routine, he'll get the ball, throw it, get the ball back from the catcher, throw it. There's sometimes will be times where he'll have a delayed start, he'll wait like 5, maybe 6 seconds on the mound, and to throw off the other hitter, and then he'll throw it before they have a chance to call time. And if you can mess with the batter early, I think that's when you have a good chance of winning the ball game.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to mark this down now, 1946. We were playing a high school game, South River High School. And they had a pitcher went on to play pro ball. Mm-hmm. And I tell you what, he threw BBs. And he worked. I mean, no sooner did the catcher throw the ball back to him, and he put it in the glove, he was throwing it back to the pitcher, back to the catcher. He worked very, very fast, which made him very effective. And our high school, what we would do is he'd throw it, and then we'd step out, and get a little dirt, just to slow him down.
Well, we're going to get to the national anthem, and when we come back, it will be first pitch here at Bossy Field. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball, 91.5 WUEV.
You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 business days before any digging project. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
It's game time for the Otters on 91.5 FM WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
3-1. Long. Toward right. Toward the corner. Toward the foul pole and over the wall. Fair. Home run for Ryan Long.
First pitch. Cronin crushes it in the air to deep right field. He bat flips it and it's way out of here.
Don't forget, Otters fans, you can catch every Evansville Otters broadcast on 91.5 FM WUEV, online at evansvilleotters.com, and through the WUEV mobile app.
Roxon deals the 2-2 pitch. Fastball called strike 3 on the inside corner. Vail rings up Bissell to end it, and the Otters are going back to the postseason.
Now, let's go out to the ballpark for all of the action.
Welcome to a beautiful day here in Evansville Otters Stadium, Bossy Field, Evansville, Indiana, the third oldest baseball stadium in America. Skies are a bit cloudy, but it looks like we're going to get the ball game in.
Oh, yes, and I'll tell you what, the weather is San Diego weather. You've never been there, have you?
I haven't, but you know who has? Randy.
Oh, yes.
Randy's from Southern California.
Right. Well,
Santee, not far from San Diego, and not far from Los Angeles either. I think it's like right in the middle.
Well, San Diego's got the best weather in the entire United States. It's generally about 78.
I would not disagree.
You go to the ballpark at night, you wear a light jacket or sweater. All
right. Well, Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Forgot to introduce ourselves. We got Randy Nguyen on the mound, who is 5-1 with a 2.71 ERA. Last time he faced these Schaumburg Boomers was last Sunday. Looks for win number 6 today. First pitch to Jack Parenti. Ground ball over to Castro. 1 pitch, 1 out. He'll touch first. That's a good way to start the game, huh?
Well, yes. And you know what I'm going to say about that particular field? Castro, he got his body in front of it. I don't think he caught it cleanly. I think it bounced off his chest or stomach, and it went in the glove. And that is exactly the way you're supposed to play it. Get your body in front.
Next pitch from Randy Nguyen is a called strike on the outside corner. First strike of the day for Randy. We'll bring up Jimmy Galuski. That might be a fun name to say throughout the series. Galuski. The pitch will be outside, this time for a ball. Count now at 1-1. Galuski is 0 for 4 on the season. Newly acquired for the Boomers. Galuski played for the Chicago White Sox organization in the Arizona League last year. Another called strike on the outside corner from Randy Nguyen moves the count to 1-2 with 1 out.
As you were saying earlier, get ahead of the batters. That's Randy's forte.
Oh, just missing the outside corner. Count even at 2.
I don't know how that batter could have taken that pitch.
I wouldn't have. I would have swung.
To me, it looked like a strike. But I know we disagree with the umpire, but the point is it was good.
The 2-2 from Nguyen, just barely foul.
Yeah,
Galuski was late on that one. He just needed to get a piece to stay alive.
Yeah, it was a little high. He couldn't elevate the bat that high.
Count even at 2, 1 out, top of the first. We're underway here at Bossy Field. The 2-2 from Nguyen. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball there. That was nasty for out number 2.
He's got a nasty pitch. But getting back to Galuski. Galuski. He went after that high pitch with the 2 strikes. And you know what? I'd feed him high pitches all night long.
Bring up Dylan Jones, who is batting .209 on the year with a home run and 7 RBIs. First pitch to Jones. We got a lefty on righty matchup. Left-handed batter against the right-handed pitcher. Called strike on the outside corner, moves the count to 0-1. Nguyen will fire for the 0-1.
Ooh, curveball.
For strike 2.
Curveball.
That was pretty. Sailed right in there on the outside corner.
It did, yes.
Nguyen working quickly, the 0-2. Fly ball, right field. Irby going back to the wall, and that is off the wall in right field. Standing with a double is Dylan Jones, and that will be the first base runner of the day with 2 outs for the Schaumburg Boomers.
And I would say...
That was a rocket.
You stole my word.
Oh.
I was just going to say that was a rocket. I mean, Irby had no chance. He was running from the beginning.
For a minute, I thought it was going to be gone.
Yeah, yes, I did too. I'll be honest, I did too. I'm observing how the outfielder reacted, and that's Irby left me with the thought it was out of here.
Here comes the hot-hitting Nick Otto. Or Odo, my apologies. The catcher, best hitter on the Schaumburg Boomers team. The first pitch to Odo, outside for a called strike. Randy hitting the corners early. Counted 0-1. Jones on second with the double, just hit that one off the right field wall. Wynn will bend over at the waist. From the left side of the rubber, he'll check the runner at second. Checks him once more, the 0-1. Ground ball, foul. That was a hard ground ball down the first base line. Count moving quickly to 0-2.
This guy here and Jones had just got that double. They just showed you a quick bat on that. That curveball that was inside, letter high, they got that bat around real quick.
Well, the last time the Otters played the Boomers, Jones was batting near the bottom of the lineup. Clearly, he must have shown something with the Schaumburg coaching staff to move him up in the lineup. Ground ball over the head of J.J. Gould. Rounding third and heading home is Dylan Jones. To second will be Odo. He's got an RBI double, and the Boomers are on top.
You know, one of the things I observed, but again, it's something that ball players don't watch, and I used to instruct they should. I thought Mr. Jones coming around third base never touched third. Looked like he ran over the bag.
Well,
but again,
I guess they didn't throw it to Ryan in time.
Well, no, still the pitcher now, Randy would have to put it in play. He'd have to take a stretch, then step off, and then appeal it over to third. But I don't think Ryan saw it. Most of the players don't pay attention. They're watching the ball. They don't watch the runner to see if he tags.
So the Boomers out with a 1-0 lead here at the top of the first. First pitch to Raiden Sierra, who's got a rocket of an arm at third base. Has a ball high upstairs, inside, count at 1-0. Sierra from Camden, New Jersey.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Your area?
Yes. The 1-0. Called a strike right down the heart of the plate. Count even at 1.
See, that's what Randy has to do all night tonight, is keep that ball low. The two doubles and the one he pulled over there, they're all high pitches that they swung and hit.
My apologies. Sierra's from the Dominican Republic, Santo Domingo. There's a player on Washington who's from Camden. My apologies.
Yeah. See, now there's the curveball. You see how it's kind of high.
That would be called for a ball upstairs.
Right, it was a ball, but he's got a good curve, but he's holding it. He's letting it go a little too much fast instead of holding it another tenth of a millionth of a second.
Runner on second, Nick Odo with a RBI double. This one's smacked right through the middle of the field. Holding at third is Odo, and on first with a single is Raiden Sierra. So now with two outs, the Boomers have runners on the corners.
You know, I was watching the third base coach. He was waving the runner on, and I was watching Hunter out there, getting set to throw it. And he did throw a good shot in here, and then I looked, and then the runner stopped at third. But the coach waved him on.
A little bit unusual. We don't see, I think this is the first time since Randy's first start that the opposing team is able to get a run off Randy Wynn.
Well, as I say, his pitches are a little high today, and that is going to hurt him.
I'm going to bring up Julio Gonzalez. We want to wish him a happy birthday. Fly ball, shallow left field.
Left fielder.
Playable for Jack Meggs, going to make the catch for out number 3. But the Boomers are on top. An RBI double from Nick Odo will give the Boomers a 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the first. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the tri-state, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Bosse Field, historic Bosse Field, home of the Evansville Otters. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Boomers out to a 1-0 lead. We're here in the bottom of the first. We got a new pitcher, Matt Miller, on the mound for the Boomers. He's making his professional debut.
Oh, really? Well, let's hope he tastes the negative side.
You give him a good Bosse Field welcome,
Right.
a good Evansville Otters welcome.
Right, run him out of town on a rail.
Matt Miller is 5'10", $185 from Louisiana Tech University. He just graduated this year.
Really? You know, in between, just real quick with the fans, in between the innings, the Otter Bells always have some kind of entertainment. And they had one there where the kids throw balloons or something.
Water balloons.
Yeah, over their head. And some young kid caught every one, and I tell you, he waved to everybody, and he did a little dance. I mean, this guy's going to be on Hollywood. I mean, all the way to the end, he waved.
David Cronin to the plate. I talked to him earlier today. He'll be featured on next week's Evansville Otters podcast. First pitch to David is a called strike on the outside corner. Kind of 0-1. We got a lefty batter against the right-handed pitcher, Miller.
And you notice where the third baseman is playing.
Playing up.
He's playing up on the grass. He expects possible.
The 0-1 to Cronin. A called strike 2 on the inside corner. A bit of a breaking ball there.
It was an off-speed curveball that it just floated in. And I think Dave had the same opinion as me. It's a ball, but it scooped in.
Cronin needs to protect. It's 0-2, and he'll foul this one away down the third base line.
And that he did. He did foul it.
So Cronin, I found out, he's from the south side of Chicago, and normally if you live in the south side, you're a White Sox fan. But his grandfather is a Cubs fan, and his grandfather raised David to be a Cubs fan. Everyone else in his family is a White Sox fan.
Yeah, on the south side, huh?
The 0-2, ground ball to third. Sierra will throw across the diamond in time to Gans for out number 1. You remember Trey Gans used to play for Southern Illinois. He got released and then was picked up by the Schaumburg Boomers. Comes Mike Rizzatello, one of your favorite Otters.
Yes, I'll tell you what, I've liked Mike since the day he came in town. He's a nice young man.
Really is, and he takes his physical fitness very seriously, as we heard from our pregame interview yesterday.
Yeah, right.
Mike will take a first pitch called strike inside, counted 0-1. Miller from the belt, the 0-1. Inside, just missing the inside corner, count even at 1 to Rizzatello. On deck will be Ryan Long. Haven't seen Mike bat in the 2-hole. I believe this is the first time he's batted in the 2-hole this year.
Well, he's been making good contact. Got 2 hits last night.
Yes, he did.
Ooh, Mike.
Count at 1 and 2. He takes a called strike on the inside corner.
He does. He takes too many strikes. He does. I've said that since the beginning of last year as well. He takes too many strikes. Swing that bat.
He's looking for his pitch, Bill. The 1-2. Oh, that's a called strike 3 on the outside corner. I think Mike knew it, too.
Yeah, that was his pitch, and he watched it go by.
2 quick outs here for the Otters, and it'll bring up Brian Long, who had the sac fly yesterday and then an RBI walk, something that we don't see a whole lot. But Long has yet to hit a home run since May 26th. This series, he is due for a long ball.
I hope so.
First pitch to Ryan, way outside. That pitch just slipped from Miller.
That's a good call. That's exactly what happened. He was releasing that arm, and it just floated right out of his arm or hand. Right. It's slipsy.
The 1-0 from Miller. Ground ball over to first. Fielded cleanly by Gans. He'll tuck the first base bag in time for out number 3. Otters go down in order as we head to the second. 1-0 Boomers the score. And you're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball, 91.5 WUEV. And
the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at IBEW16.net.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811. No matter how
Sunday Jazz at the Boca Lounge this week features the trio BG3 with B Rich Jazz at 2:30 p.m. The Boca is located at the corner of Washington Avenue and 2nd Street in Evansville's Haney's Corner District. Sunday Jazz at the Boca starts at 2:30, and there'll be free Jazz Flight CDs and lots of fun. More information on Sunday afternoon Jazz at the Boca can be found on Facebook. The Boca Lounge is a proud supporter of 91.5 WUEV.
Not that good.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Bill saying hello to one of his many friends here at Bossy Field. Randy Nguyen on for the second inning, and he'll swing and a miss from Trey Gans for strike 1. Trey Gans used to play for the Southern Illinois Miners. We all set, Bill?
Yes, I had to talk to one of our best fans.
The 0-1 from Randy Nguyen on the inside corner for strike 2. Welcome to see Mr. Bill Bussing, the owner of the Otters. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. That's a strikeout there from Randy Nguyen. First one of the day for out number 1. Second one of the day, excuse me.
Yeah.
Out number 1 here in the second.
You were introducing Mr. Bussing, but you forgot to mention his beautiful wife, Dr. Phyllis Bussing.
Ah, okay. First pitch to Clint Hardy is a called strike on the outside corner. Now, Bill, I don't know if you remember from listening last week, Clint Hardy is the guy who broke up Patrick McGuff's no-hitter.
Yes, I do. Yes,
and
I do.
He also scored the game-winning run in the extra inning affair last Saturday. He'll line this one into left field. It'll drop for a base hit. And another base runner for the Boomers, this time with 1 out.
You know, now, I hope you're paying attention, and I know you are. We're in the second inning, and there's 1 out, and there has been 4 hits already, and each one of them have been good, solid hits, no cheapies.
I think the scouting report for the Boomers on Randy Nguyen was he'll throw first pitch strikes, so you might as well swing.
Well, that's a good philosophy.
Bring up the 9-hitter, Connor Oliver. First pitch, foul behind the home plate. Counted 0-1. Connor Oliver wearing number 9 and batting 9.
It all depends on what the runner does. It's going to be interesting to see what the runner does, or the base runner.
Win from the left side of the rubber, the 0-1. Inside, just missing the strike zone there. Count even at 1 with 1 out. Otters line up in the infield as follows. Randy Wynn on the mound, Rizzatello behind the plate, Castro at first, Cronin at second, J.J. Gould at short, and Ryan Long at third. Throw over to first. That throw is not in time. Left field, Jack Meggs, center, Hunter Cullen, and Justin Irby making his third consecutive start in right field. 1-1 the count, 1 out. Throw over to first once more. Throw is not in time. Connor Oliver, the 9-hole hitter. He played for the Traverse City Beach Bums last year, who are no longer in the Frontier League. From Stafford, Virginia, the 1-1. Foul ball down the third base line. That'll go out of play.
Now, there was an indication what I've been trying to say. You see where that curveball is? It hung up there. He's got a good curveball, but for some reason tonight, it don't have that sharpness, and it's too high. It's hanging, and they're jumping on that pitch. He's got to stay low, stay with his fastball if that's the case.
The 1-2 from Wynn. Ground ball over to Cronin. Flips it to Gould for 1. Over to first. In time. 4-6-3. Double play. We head to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Boomers.
Good curveball.
You listen to Evansville Otters Baseball, 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at mymarathonstation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the Tri-State. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The Evansville Otters play here on 91.5 FM WUEV.
It's Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. The Schaumburg Boomers have a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second. They scored the first run of the game back in the first. Carlos Castro to the plate. He's been very consistent the last 7 to 8 days.
He's probably the hottest hitter on the team. Getting a lot of extra base hits, too.
Doubles. Got a 288 batting average. It was at 271 last week.
Yeah, but I'm going to say a little beyond 3 weeks ago, it was probably 167.
Right. They'll foul this one down the third base line. Count at 0-1. Miller making his first professional start from the belt. He'll fire. That's off speed, and that will go foul down the first base line. Out of play. The Schaumburg Boomers will line up as follows here in the field. Nick Otto behind the plate. Trey Gans at first. Luis Gonzalez at second base. At shortstop, Mr. Galuski. And at third, Sierra. Jack Parenti in left, Connor Oliver in center, and Jones in right. Clint Hardy, the designated hitter. This next pitch to Carlos is fouled on the first base side. Count of 0-2.
See, if you notice, Carlos run after that low breaking pitch, which he does quite often. That is one of his weaknesses. He's an easy strikeout with 2 strikes to go after that low outside pitch.
The 0-2 from Miller. Ground ball over to short. Galuski throws over to first in time for the first out of the bottom of the second.
See, now, Carlos reached across the plate on that one, if you noticed, and he pulled it. Carlos, if you recall earlier in the season, I said hits a lot of ground ball outs. But he's been very, very efficient.
A lot of those times, those balls were hit hard ground balls.
Yes, well, how about those ones he got the doubles for?
First pitch to Dakota Phillips, called for a strike on the inside corner. Phillips from Nacogdoches, Texas, batting .256. He was 2 for 3 the other day. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. The pitch from Miller. Line drive, and that will sail into right center field for a base hit. Phillips, halfway around first, he'll stop and trot back. We have the first hit of the day for the Otters.
That was a low inside pitch. He golfed and got it over the second baseman's head. And again, lefties love that low inside golf swing.
Something tells me that lefties will be looking for that particular pitch if the right-handed pitcher especially wants to go away from them in the strike zone. Justin Irby to the plate. Third straight start. He's batting .500. He's got 3 hits and 6 at-bats. First pitch to Irby.
Ooh, what a great stop that catcher made.
Odo, a fantastic hitter, showing his defense right there, blocking that pitch in the dirt. Count at 1-0. Dakota Phillips singled moments ago.
Phillips could have been standing on second base the way that pitch was so wild, and Otto really did a great job of stopping and getting it in the glove, not only blocking it, but catching it.
The 1-0 to Irby.
Yeah, that's a strike.
It'll be a called strike on the outside corner. Righty-on-righty matchup. Irby from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Played for the West Side Woolly Mammoths last year. Miller will come set and fire for the 1-1.
Strike.
Just missing the outside corner. That looked like a strike to me, but the count is at 2-1. Irby catches a break.
I thought it was identical to the one he just called a strike. Looked like the same location. But
James Purnell behind the plate will assess his strike zone throughout the game.
he's a veteran umpire.
The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Irby with that quick swing. Fastball there from Miller was just a bit quicker.
That's a good observation. That's exactly what happened. He had a vicious swing, but before he executed.
Count even at 3. Miller from the belt gets the sign. He'll fire. That would be just missing the outside corner of 4. I gotta tell you, he's hitting his corner hard.
Yes, he is. He's keeping the ball low, too, if you notice. And there's Andy down there with a lot of signs. Let's see. See what Phillips just did? He just stretched those 2 legs.
Phillips digs in the dirt all first. The 3-2, he goes. Fly ball, right field, that'll drop all the way to the right field wall. Rounding second, heading to third is Phillips. Standing with a double, his 4th hit in 3 days is Justin Irby.
Yeah, and outside of that beautiful hit, again, going back to Phillips on first base, he telegraphed what he was going to steal.
So we got 1 out. Yep. Bottom of the second, we got 2 runners in scoring position and a good opportunity for Jack Meggs to get an RBI. The last time Jack faced the Schaumburg Boomers was when his parents were in town in Chicago.
Got a home run.
He had an RBI triple all the way to the right field wall that scored Anthony Maselli last Sunday. Okay. We want to give a shout out to his mother, Mother Teresa, who loves the color purple.
Oh, really?
Yes. When I met her, she was wearing a purple sweater.
Okay, well, let's hope she's got the rosary beads out and we get a base hit.
First pitch to Jack is low in the dirt for a ball. Count it 1-0 to Meggs. Meggs hitting .240 on the year, 2 home runs, and 11 RBIs. Haven't seen many home runs from Jack this year, but he has power. He has better speed on the base path. He leads the Otters, I believe, with 12 stolen bases now. He had 2 last night. The 1-0 to Meggs. Swing and a miss. And that now will be just barely foul. It looks like the hand of Odo was caught by the bat of Meggs. I got to tell you, you played catcher.
Yes, I did.
That must have hurt.
I know what he's feeling right now, to be honest with you, and if I may,
please.
It's not his hand he's worried about.
Oh, okay. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, well, you just watch his motions, and
okay.
As a former catcher, I knew exactly what he was doing.
Got it. So, in other words, the bat did not hit the hand.
No.
Okay.
No, it didn't.
Got it. Count even at 1 to Jack Meggs. Otters have runners in scoring position. Single by Phillips and a double by Justin Irby. 1 out, 1-0 score in favor of the Boomers. Good opportunity right here for Meggs. The 1-1. Ground ball over to second base. Gonzalez will make the easy out at first for out number 2. But an RBI for Jack Meggs, and this game is tied at 1.
That's remember I keep telling you how you've got to run around third like that. You've got to hit the ball to the right side, to the second baseman, because 99 times out of 100, the runner on third scores.
So an RBI grounder for Jack Meggs. Irby moves over to third. Hunter Cullen to the plate.
And we've got a tied game.
Cullen from Newport Beach, California. We want to say hello to his mom and dad out in California. I'm sure the weather is much better on the West Coast than it is here in Otterville.
It probably is, but the observation I'm making, did you notice how the catcher Otto is down there or I should say down there, they're met at the mound, and he was talking to the third baseman, not the pitcher, but the third baseman. And now what is up? I don't know.
Well, it looks like Sierra will play in on the infield grass. The first pitch to Cullen.
He got hit.
That hits him.
He got hit.
So now the Otters have runners on the corners, and Cullen, knowing his speed, will try to get to second base.
Well, it'd be a good opportunity to send him because so many catchers with a runner on first and third, they do not throw. They kind of jump out and look at third. But we had a catcher here years ago, Tommy Romanesco, or not Romanesco, Tony Perez. Oh, boy.
You'll be all right.
Right. Anyway, Tommy threw to second base every time and nailed the runner. Not once did he ever fake it.
Got J.J. Gould to the plate, batting 180 on the year. First pitch to J.J., throw down to first. Not in time. Cullen safe.
Tommy Perino was his name.
Now, a question for you, Bill, is J.J.'s batting 180 on the year with 4 RBIs.
Right.
I feel like Andy's going to send Hunter to go to second. Would you double steal if there's a throw down to second?
No way.
No?
Way.
You wouldn't send Irby from third?
No way. That's suicide.
All right.
No way.
Just figured I'd pick your brain.
Yep. No, that's suicide.
Okay. 1-0. Foul ball behind the plate. Count even at 1 to J.J. Gould. Drafted by the Miami Marlins organization in 2017. Played for the Otters last year.
Why don't we send, Andy sends a lot down there to second on stealing.
Throw over to first, not in time, and Andy does, the manager for the Evansville Otters. If we look at the stats real quick, the Otters lead the league in stolen bases. 67 attempts. They are successful in 51 of them.
He's going now. He's going. See that?
1-1, and that'll be foul. You're pretty good, Bill.
You better believe it.
Count at 1-2. A foul ball there from J.J. Gould.
I have watched so many base runners over all these years, and as a coach, I used to always say, just pay attention to the runner. They will indicate whether they're going to steal. And they do. They give themselves away. Now, Hunter there, I just knew he was going. And Phillips, I said, Phillips is going to steal.
Miller, the first professional start from him, the 1-2, just a bit outside on a fastball there. Yeah. Count even at 2. 2 outs, tie game at 1 on the RBI ground out from Jack Meggs. Scored Dakota Phillips.
And I'll bet the ranch he's going on this pitch.
Why wouldn't he? He's got the speed for it.
Yeah.
Wants to credit Proactive, the speed academy he used in California to train him.
See him leaning?
He goes. Check swing. Does not go. Gonzalez, the second baseman, thought JJ's bat went around home plate. The base umpire appeals, saying that JJ did not bring his bat around home. Count now full at 3-2. Andy Dudonis, the base umpire today. Full count to JJ Gould. Runners now in second and third after the successful stolen attempt from Hunter Cullen. Miller making his first professional start. The right-hander, the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball there for strike 3. JJ throws his bat down. He's upset.
That was
but
ball 4.
But the Otters do score a run to tie this game. RBI ground out by Jack Meggs as we are through 2. We'll head to the top of the third. Tie game at 1 here at Bosse Field. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
The Tin Fish Restaurant is located at 707 State Street in Newburgh, Indiana. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu featured salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. Visit them online at tinfishnewburgh.com. The Tin Fish Restaurant, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Since 1994, Slay's Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slay's Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slay's Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen on the call. First pitch from Randy Nguyen to Jack Parenti is a called strike on the inside corner for strike 1. Parenti had an unassisted ground out to Carlos Castro, the first pitch of the game in the first inning. The 0-1 in the dirt for a ball. Count even at 1 to Jack Parenti. Lefty on righty matchup.
He's got to keep that ball in that same area that he just threw that one. Low, inside.
Parenti played for Schaumburg last year. The 1-1 be a called strike on the inside corner. Good job there from Randy Nguyen. Makes the count at 1-2. First 3 pitches of the at-bat. Nguyen, the 1-2. Ground ball, hit sharply foul, says the base umpire.
And needless to say, it was a high pitch again. I keep repeating myself. Randy's got to keep that ball low to be a winner tonight.
Count now at 1-2 after the foul ball. Wynn delays on the mound, the 1-2 pitch. Just outside. Count even at 2. And I got to tell you, from a catcher's perspective, what is it like to have a guy like Wynn throwing on the mound?
Great confidence. Great confidence. This catcher, you're calling a great game. And
a 2-2 swing and a miss. Another strikeout there from Randy Wynn. He made Parenti look silly for out number 1.
yes, because it was a breaking pitch, low and inside, and he couldn't catch on the golf, the tee. The ball dropped off the tee. That's why he didn't make contact.
It'll bring up Mr. Galuski, Jimmy Galuski.
You know, you asked me about the catcher, and it all depends.
Fly ball, left field. Meg's going back, and that one is to the wall. Stopping at second base is Galuski, and I got to tell you, that was a rocket off his bat. Line drive, that was almost over the fence.
Yes, and that's the third double, and it's 1, 2, 3 doubles in a row. There are 5 hits, and we're in the second inning, or third inning, actually.
It'll bring up Jones. Dylan Jones, the right fielder. We got a lefty on righty matchup.
Jones got a double his last time up.
And then later on scored on the Nick Odo double.
Right.
Runner at second with 1 out. The pitch from Wynn.
See, now.
Just missing the outside corner. Count at 1-0.
That's that curveball. It's hanging. It's hanging. It's high. You know, I'm rooting as much as I can for Randy, but it's got to keep the ball low.
The 1-0 to Jones. Fly ball. Right field. Irby going back to the wall. And that is over the fence. A home run. A 2-run home run for Dylan Jones. He's 2 for 2 today. That one, a big one, puts the Boomers with a 3-1 lead. I got to tell you, that was another quick, hard ball that sailed over the fence very quickly.
Right. Okay, now, I know I hate repeating myself, but from the first inning I said, they're not bloopers, they're shots. They're hitting him hard. And now that is what, the 7th hit?
We got 6 hits.
3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hits, and we're in the third inning. That's a lot of hitting. Now, Randy's a good pitcher, but I'd have someone warming up.
It'll bring up Nick Odo, who had the RBI double back in the first. 3-1 Boomers after the boomer from Jones over the right field wall.
I hate to say it, but if I was Mike, catcher, I would say I'm sticking with the fastball and a slider. Never mind the curve. They're hitting that curve. There it is there.
Next pitch from Randy Wynn is a ball outside. Counted 2-1 to Nick Odo, who also played for Schaumburg last year. He's from Whittier, California.
Right. Randy's curveball is not that effective tonight.
The 2-1 ground ball foul down the first base line evens the count at 2. See, the last time I saw Randy give up 3 runs was in the first game against the River City Rascals. When he went into that game, he did not allow a walk in that particular outing. The 2-2 from Wynn. Fly ball left field, and that will drop. Going all the way to the wall. Meggs picks it up, will throw it over to the cutoff man Gould, and another double for Odo. Back-to-back doubles for him.
Okay, now let's look. Galuski, or whatever his name is. Galuski got a double. Jones got a double in the home run. Now you got Nick Odo got 2 doubles. And then you got Sierra got a single. Then you got Hardy's got a single. Now you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the hits have been extra bases. That means they're hit hard.
And this is an unusual Schaumburg Boomers team we are seeing, is their offense, it is good, but they don't really hit it out of the ballpark a lot.
I would warm somebody up, and again, there goes that curveball.
Braden Sierra to the plate, called strike to him at the knees. Counted 0-1. Braden Sierra from Santo Domingo of the Dominican Republic. Carlos Castro was chatting with him and Luis Gonzalez in batting practice as they both speak fluent Spanish.
Okay.
Next pitch from Wynn is a ball inside, count even at 1 with 1 out. Randy now the number 1 starter for the Otters after Patrick McGuff was signed by the Arizona Diamondbacks. Not the first time that Randy's in this role, but he was in this role in July last year. Next pitch from Wynn, just missing the outside corner. Count moving to 2-1. We got a righty-on-righty matchup. Double by Nick Otto, his second double of the day. Boomers took a 3-1 lead on a Jones 2-run home run. Win from the left side of the rubber. Checks the runner at second, the 2-1. Just missing that breaking ball. Count moves to 3-1 as that pitch was in the dirt. 3 runs on 7 hits for the Boomers, something that I didn't see in our trip in Schaumburg last week. The 3-1, swing and a miss, fastball there from Wynn. Count now full. Well, we got our windows open in order to get the natural sound, and always nice to hear fans come up and say hello to us.
Yes. No comment. We're the first window open. That's why they grab us. Mistakenly, of
The
course.
payoff pitch from Wynn. That will go foul down the first base line.
Wasn't that the guy that came up with the window right there?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. He's asking one of the ushers.
It's probably a question we wouldn't have the answer to.
No, I don't know anything goes on except on the ball field. It's the only thing I know. Sometimes I don't know that.
Fair enough. The payoff pitch from Wynn. That'll be ball 4, just missing the outside corner. So a walk issued here to Raiden Sierra. Puts runners on first and second with 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. The Boomers got a 2-run home run from Dylan Jones. To the plate, Luis Gonzalez, and we want to wish him a happy birthday. I was talking to his wife last week, Miss Veronica. I want to say hello to her. She's listening to the broadcast.
Is that the one you kept saying she was pregnant?
Yes.
Is that the one? Yes, you kept saying someone was pregnant.
Yes. They are having a baby boy due in October. First pitch to the birthday boy is a called strike on the outside corner. Count at 0-1. Gonzalez has walked 26 times this year. At one point, he was leading the Frontier League in walks.
He should be leadoff hitter then.
The 0-1 to Gonzalez. Just missing outside from Wynn. Count even at 1. Got a lefty batter against the righty pitcher in Randy Wynn. Runners on first and second, 1 out. 3-1 the score in favor of the Boomers. A 2-run home run by Dylan Jones. From the left side of the rubber, Wynn will get the sign from Rizzatello. They set up inside the pitch. Ground ball over to J.J. Gould. Will throw it over to first in time for out number 2. There's a good jump there from Sierra to not force the play at second.
Yes, but did you pay attention to the gentleman who directed the play? And that was the catcher. Mike was out there yelling first base, first base, first base. Now, whether J.J. would have went to second, I don't know. But Mike was out there, throw it to first, throw it to first, heads up.
Because he probably saw the anticipation from the base runners heading there early.
Right, there was no chance.
Right.
You know, that's what you call. Remember in his interview with you the other day, he mentioned leadership. Now, that is leadership.
Count out 1-0 to Trey Gans, the former Southern Illinois minor. The pitch, high and outside for a ball. Count moves to 2-0. This will be the 7th batter of the inning.
You know, check on this. I mean, you watched Randy, and he threw strikes. As we said earlier in the broadcast, he was always ahead of the batter. 0-2 or 1-2.
2-0, called for a strike. Good breaking ball there from Randy Wynn. Moves the count at 2-1. But yeah, we normally see him have 0-2 or or 1-2 counts.
Right.
Not a lot of 2-1s. Not a lot of 3-1s.
But I bet his ratio of pitches is maybe slightly a little better on strikes, but I'm going to say just hypothetically, he's got maybe 22 strikes and maybe 18 or 17 balls.
37 strikes, 17 balls. You were close.
Okay.
2-2 the count to Trey Gans. 2 outs here in the top of the third. The pitch. Ground ball through the hole on the right side. Goes past Castro. 1 run scores. 2 run scores. And 2-run RBI single from Trey Gans gives the Boomers a 5-1 lead.
And we don't have anyone warming up yet.
This is a little uncharacteristic of Randy Wynn.
Well, you know, as I'm going to say this, as the manager or the pitching coach, whatever we're going to say, here is an all-star pitcher that unfortunately tonight is not having a good night. His ERA is going up because we don't have any errors. So these are all earned runs. So he had a 2.66 ERA. I bet he's up to 4 right now.
I don't know. Well, right now it says right now he has a 16.85, but I'm sure that number's a little off.
Well, what you're talking about is we're in the third inning.
Yep.
See, and 5 runs in 2 innings. It's not 5 runs in 9. It's 5 and 2.
Something we haven't seen from the Boomers last week.
Exactly.
They only scored 2 total runs in 3 games against the Otters last week. They have 5 today. Here in the third, breaking ball there from Randy Wynn is low and away for a ball. Count even at 1. The first pitch was a strike.
Yeah, I don't know. I will never understand why we leave a pitcher in there to suffer.
1-1, fly ball, center field. Playable for Cullen, and that'll end the inning. The Boomers put a 4 spot on the board after a 2-run home run from Dylan Jones and a 2-run RBI single from Trey Gans. We head to the bottom of the third. 5-1 Schaumburg the score. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The local Pepsi bottling group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi bottling group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
And all of a sudden, call the fire department as Bill's playing with his birthday card here.
Call the fire department.
Wynn and Bill McCune on the call. 5-1 Schaumburg, the scores. We're heading to the bottom of the third. They scored 4 runs, a 2-run single, and a 2-run home run to give their starting pitcher, Matt Miller, a 4-run cushion in his first professional start. Just graduated college a couple months ago.
I tell you what, he's pitching a pretty effective game, too. I mean, he's throwing strikes as well.
0-1 the count to Cronin. He had a called strike. This pitch will be a fly ball foul down the third base line. Count quickly to 0-2.
You know, the the game is reversed. Randy is the one that generally is ahead, 0-2 on the batter. Tonight, this guy's ahead of everybody, 0-2 or 1-2.
Schaumburg coming in with the number 1 seed as far as in the East Division of the Frontier League. They have a record of 16-14. They're coming off a 3-game sweep. Here's a line drive to center field, and that will drop for a base hit. David Cronin gets a single to lead off this top of the third, or bottom of the third. No outs. We'll bring up Mike Rizzatello.
Now, Mike took, what did he do? 3 strikes last time at bat. And he knew the last one was a strike because he just walked off nonchalant. Mike, don't get behind. Swing, please.
Cronin at first, leadoff single.
Good.
Fly ball, base hit down the right field line. Goes all the way to the wall. Rounding second, heading to third is Cronin. And Rizzatello uses his speed, gets to second with a double. Runners now in second and third for the Otters. And here's another golden opportunity for Ryan Long to get the Otters back in this game. Now, Schaumburg, last week against the Otters, scored 2 runs in 3 games. They have more than doubled that run total here in the bottom of the third. They have a 5-1 lead. Otters scored 6 runs in 3 games against the Boomers. Long to the plate, we believe he's due. First pitch is a breaking ball from Miller. Swing and a miss from Long. Strike 1.
That was a terrible swing. He was locked inside. If you notice, he didn't get a chance to extend his arms and break his wrist. He got locked.
The 0-1 to Long. Just missing the outside corner. Ryan gets lucky right there. Count at 1-1.
Mike's got to get that ball over the plate, the middle of the plate, up there between the belt and the letters, and it's bye-bye.
You mean Ryan?
If he gets it. Well, Ryan, that's what I meant. I'm sorry.
There, you're good. Mike's at second.
Ooh.
Swing and a miss on a breaking pitch there from Miller. Count at 1-2. Miller from Louisiana Tech University. The same college as the mailman, Carl Malone.
Okay.
He's a basketball player. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, I guess.
No outs. Runners are on second and third. Next pitch to Long outside. So it seems that Miller's going to go away. I think he knew that Ryan Long is one of the Otters' better hitters.
Yeah.
So he's going to go away. If he goes inside, he'll put it inside in the dirt on a breaking pitch. He's able to get Long earlier in this at-bat.
Well, Ryan hit the ball well the first time up to the first baseman. It was a good shot. It was an inside pitch.
The 2-2.
No.
Long does not go around as that ball was breaking in the dirt. Count full. Runners on second and third. No outs. Cronin lit off with a single. Rizzatello, who's batting the 2-hole today, hit a double. Cronin's single was into right center field. Rizzatello's double was down the right field line. The payoff pitch, and Long falls for the breaking ball right there for strike 3.
I know Ryan's mother and father and grandparents are listening, and I hate to say this, but he did not look good at that time. All 3 of his swings were terrible.
And I think Ryan's professional enough to know that that pitch was ball 4.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the fluidness in his swing. He's tied up. He's not breaking the wrist. Last time, I mean, there wasn't one good swing out of the 3.
To the plate, Carlos Castro, who was 3 for 4 yesterday with 2 singles and a double. Castro, the native of the Dominican Republic.
Now look where that left fielder is playing him. I mean, you're talking about deep.
Righty on righty matchup. First pitch, upstairs for a ball. Count at 1-0.
Center fielder's not that deep. The right fielder, well, a little, but the left fielder's he's close to the fence.
Miller, the rookie, first professional start today. With a deep breath, he'll fire for the 1-0. That'll be low in the dirt to Castro. Count moves to 2-0 with 1 out. Cronin led off with a single. Next batter was Rizzatello. He doubled down the right field line. Ryan Long struck out on what should have been ball 4, but it was a swing and a miss from the man from Crandall, Texas. The 2-0. Ground ball, and will dribble foul down the third base line. If that one stayed fair, Cronin would have scored easily.
He would have scored, and I think, in all honesty, Castro might have gotten the base hit because it was a high chop and then stayed low, hugging the grass. And I think it confused everybody. They were waiting for it to go foul, which it did. So therefore, Castro was running hard. He would have, if it stayed fair, he had a base hit.
Counted 2-1. Runners on second and third. 1 out. Carlos batting .288 on the year, 16 RBIs, 32 hits. The native of La Romana of the Dominican Republic steps back into the batter's box. Righty on righty matchup. Miller takes a deep breath on the mound from the belt. He'll fire for the 2-1. That's low in the dirt for a ball. So a handful of the pitches in this at-bat have been away from Carlos.
Well, again, because he chases them, and I was just about to say, he's showing a little discipline at the plate now, because normally that last pitch he would have jumped on.
3-1 the count. Do you give Carlos the green light?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yes.
The 3-1, ground ball to the pitcher, holds Cronin, and now Grizz will have to go back to second. Easy force out there at first, and there's 2 away. So if you noticed, the pitcher held the ball, stared right at Cronin, and he had to go back to third. And because Riz realized that Cronin went back to third, he was halfway between second base and third base, and he had to run all the way back, sliding safely at second. So a 1-3 putout to Castro. Dakota Phillips to the plate. He singled and scored on the RBI ground out from Jack Meggs back into second. The first pitch to Dakota is a ball low. Kind of want to know.
Yeah, give Miller credit because he executed that play so well. He got the ball, looked at third, and he faked it and forced, Cronin back, and then he just easily threw the ball to first base.
The 1-0 to Phillips in the dirt. Good block there by Otto. Count moves to 2-0.
See, Cronin had to go back to third because, you spend so much time in sacrificing and get a runner in the score position. Now he got him on third, which, again, he could score easily on a pass ball or something. Now, if he gets in a rundown, gets out, then you got the runners on second and first, or possibly the runner on second goes to third. So now you got first and third. So you defeated your own self.
So when we heard the interview from Bobby Siegel earlier this week, he talked about quality at-bats and situational hitting.
Right.
Now, the Cronin and Rizzatello clearly had quality at-bats. Ryan Long was able to go deep into the count, and he just swung at a bad pitch. That was ball 4 instead of strike 3.
Right.
And Castro, he hit a ball hard to the pitcher's mound, but we got to give credit to the pitcher, Miller, who was able to hold both runners at second and third and make them retreat back before he threw out at first.
Right. Good call.
Phillips with a deep breath will get back into the batter's box. There was just a mound visit moments ago. From the right side of the rubber, Miller from Louisiana Tech will fire for the 2-0. Swing and a miss, a good breaking ball there from Miller. Count now at 2-1 to Phillips.
That's the same pitch. He just got the signal, got a base hit on the last time at bat. But this time he missed it.
Phillips batting .255 on the year, 11 RBIs, 23 hits, and 4 home runs. The 2-1. Low in the dirt for a ball. Count now at 3-1. Phillips, a majority of his home runs have been to deep center field over the fence.
Yeah. And you can't, that's always the deepest part of any ballpark. Center field, dead center.
3-1 the count. Runners on second and third. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. The pitch. Ground ball over to second base. Gonzalez fields it cleanly and throws it over to first again in time for the out. Otters had left runners stranded on second and third after both of them led off with base hits. We head to the fourth. 5-1 Boomers the score. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network at 91.5 WUEV.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The pizza brick road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the pizza brick road. Road down to Tyroni's. The pizza brick road. The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's.
Since 1994, Slay's Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slay's Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slay's Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
Another smooth introduction as we get ready for the top of the fourth here at Bosse Field. Otters down by a score of 5-1 to the Schaumburg Boomers. It will be Oliver to the plate, Connor Oliver, the 9-hole hitter, wearing number 9, and then we'll go back to the top of the order in Parenti and Galuski. And we want to welcome on the Deputy Commissioner of the Frontier League, Mr. Steve Tassler. Steve, thank you for joining us.
No problem. Always glad to be back.
First pitch from Wynn is a cold strike on the inside corner, counted 0-1. Now, for the audience that don't know, Evansville is very familiar for you, as you were the manager of the 2006 Frontier League champion Evansville Otters.
Among other things, I was the general manager of the Otters through the 2006 season when they did win the first championship.
So what is it like coming back to Bosse Field? I know you've been around to all the ballparks in the Frontier League, but what makes Bosse so special as a foul ball was hit by Oliver to make the count at 0-2?
Well, the first thing is the history. Even if you had not been here before, it's just such an outlier in such a positive way of the history and the throwback and the purity of baseball and everything they talk about with the movies and the history and the nostalgia. That's what Bosse Field is. So number one, even if I had not worked here before, just coming in through the big entrance up front, the setting in Garvin Park, the brick wall, then you walk up the ramp and all of a sudden there's this beautiful manicured field right in front of you.
Fly ball right field, goes all the way to the wall. Irby plays it off the wall, and rounding second, heading to third, and sliding in with a triple is Connor Oliver to lead off the fourth.
And again, Dave, another shot, a rocket, not a chippy. You've got to warm somebody up. Otherwise, that hole is so deep now, and no sense in calling the fire department if the building's going to burn.
This is an unusual start here for Randy Wynn, and we have to give credit to the Schaumburg Boomers. When the Otters played the Boomers last week from the Friday to Sunday series, the Boomers scored 2 runs in 3 games. They now have 5 and are on the verge of scoring their 6th. Triple by Oliver led off the third, and the next pitch is a base hit through the right field side. Parenti with an RBI single makes the score now 6-1 in favor of the Boomers.
Dave, while we have our special guest, Steve here, for fans out there in Otterville, Steve has been a very successful successful general manager. He has been the general manager of 3 championship teams in this league. Now, not many people have that honor.
First pitch to Galuski, who had a double in the third and later scored on a 2-run home run by Jones. Takes a first pitch ball inside.
Well, Bill is correct, 3 championships, but you could also say that means 10 times when I was a general manager we didn't win. So not quite as impressive when you phrase it that way. More painful is I was in Evansville for 9 years, 4 the first time, 5 the second time. 8 years, 4 and 4. Made the playoffs all 8 times, but didn't win the championship until the final season I was here. And in between, I was general manager of the DuBois County team about an hour away in Huntingburg. Made the playoffs, sure enough, did not win the championship. So it took quite a while to get the first one.
Right, but what attracted you to baseball? I'm sure you've been around sports growing up, but what is it about baseball that made you want to stick around in it?
What first attracted me probably was that it was almost every day. And that's one of the things I read before, talking about Roger Agnell and some of the great old-time stories is baseball's always there for you. It's almost there almost every day. It's there at the night. It's there during the day with day games. It's just a consistent, ongoing summer activity. And I think that's what really first attracted me is growing up, is being able to follow it on a daily basis.
Ground ball to Gould to second for 1 to first. A safe double play is not turned. First out of the inning. So Galuski with a fielder's choice. Out at second is Parenti on the 6-4 putout. And there is one away here in the top of the 4th.
Dave, I've been here for 15 years. I've done everything that's on the hot dogs. And I want to say one thing. I know he's sitting here next to us, but Steve has been one of the best, if not the best general manager the Otters ever had. And I don't say that because he's sitting here and a friend. I mean it. When Steve was the general manager, he'd walk this ballpark, and which he did tonight. I watched him. There was a chain that wasn't hooked up. He hooked that up. That was what he always did.
Well, I think the other part about baseball is, especially in minor league, whether it's independent or affiliated, everyone has multiple roles and always wears multiple hats in order to make everything work. And I think you know that as a general manager as well. Here's a shot to right field, and this ball is drifting foul. Count at 0-1 to Dylan Jones, who hit the 2-run home run back in the 3rd.
That's one of the attractive things, really about the baseball at this level is, like you said, you get your hands in a little bit of everything. And in order to be an effective manager and a general manager of the team, you need to know the concession side, the souvenir side, the ticketing side, the corporate sales side, working with the group outings, working with the field crew, working with the baseball operations staff, so that you can go around and you can just pick out the small things. As Bill said, a chain being down might not be that big of a deal, but for the person who came and paid a premium price to sit in a seat and not have kids run back and forth from them, then at that point it does. And until you take care of all the small things, you don't know which one's going to be that key impact. But that's one of the things that's so great about baseball at this level, and working for a team, an organization where you've got 8 to 10 full-time employees, is you get to diversify yourself so much.
Now, Bill mentioned after winning the Frontier League Championship with the Otters in 2006, he went and managed the Windy City Thunderbolts in 2007 and 2008. There's a fly ball in the left field, and that'll go foul. What was that streak like for you? I mean, obviously it was fun, but what was the everyday like? And I don't think you go in with high expectations, but you don't go in knowing that you're going to win the championship.
No, like you said, especially since the first 9 years I was here, we had lost in the playoffs. Consistently make the playoffs, lose in the playoffs. So we were, from one standpoint, we were confident we were going to be one of the top 4 teams and make the playoffs. But then, it's the line from Billy Bean. The playoffs are not really a tournament. It's more of a roulette wheel. You can never get, it's a short series. So many things can impact it. Instead of using a 5-man rotation and a 6-man bullpen, you only need 3 pitchers if you schedule them right. So now your last 2 pitchers, 4 and 5, aren't as important. The depth isn't as important in a playoff series because you have the extra off days and it's a best 3 out of 5 instead of really best out of 96. So from that standpoint, you never can go in confident to make the playoffs. And each time it's been unique. In 2006, we make the playoffs. We lose the first 2 games of the first round, lose them both at home by a wide margin. Game 3 of the first round, we bust up to, we win lost the first 2 on the road. We were down big, like down 6 runs in Game 3 in the 3rd inning. Came back to win it in the 9th. Win Game 4, got a bus up to Rockford, Illinois on no rest, 7 to 8 hours. Play Game 5, and it's true, 0-2 count, down by 1, bottom of the ninth, top of the 9th, 0-2 count, 2 outs. So your last strike of the season with nobody on base, 2 outs. Guy coaxes a walk. Frank Scott. Bill will remember Frank Scott very well.
Super guy, not only a good ball player,
Yep.
but a gentleman.
Coaxes a walk, steals second. Next batter up, I think, was Dale Mueller.
Good center fielder.
Fly ball left field. Playable for Megs, but we'll continue the story.
Hits a ground ball to the shortstop because they're 2 outs. Frank Scott's running, and Frank Scott, one of the quickest ball players and smartest base runners you'll see. He's running hard from the beginning. Somehow the ball goes through the legs of this Rockford shortstop. He comes in to score. So now all of a sudden you go from 1 strike, an 0-2 count, 1 strike away from ending the season to being a tie game in the 9th inning. Winds up going 14 innings. The Otters closer goes 15 up, 15 down. Mike Bill, who had not thrown more than an inning all season, goes 5 perfect innings, 15 up, 15 down. The team finally wins it in the 14th inning.
I'm speechless because
just an amazing turnaround right there. And then goes on to sweep taking that momentum and sweeps the championship series.
I think we talk about the unpredictability of baseball, and I think that's why it's a beautiful game. Because talking to Tim Caldwell, the broadcaster for the Boomers, the same thing will not happen every day in baseball.
Yeah, Bill's catching the legs are getting to him. We might need to find him a stool.
If you want, Bill, I can stand up if you want.
That's what you get for being a catcher all those years.
Now, I don't know if I ever asked you this, but where did you grow up?
I'm originally from Bay Village, Ohio, which is right next to the Lake Erie Crushers ballpark. When you guys stay at the hotel in Lake Erie, I don't think you've been there yet, but when you go at the hotel, that's 2 blocks away from where I lived.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
So it's that close to the Crushers ballpark. Went to high school and college high school in Marietta, Georgia. College at Georgia State University, which is in the middle of downtown Atlanta.
I know Georgia State. I have a second cousin who just graduated there.
Gotcha. Went to college at Georgia State, worked in the sports information department there. Then after that, I got a job working for the Olympics when they were in Atlanta in 1996.
Oh, right place, right time.
Right place, right time. Yeah, I was part of what's called the results staff for baseball, which is the official scorers, the replay people, and the ones who verified the statistics before they went out to the public. So I did that. That winter, I worked in professional basketball down in Georgia, and then really ever since then, I've been in the Frontier League 23 years, I think now, 23rd year.
Now, with myself being new to the Frontier League, been a little bit here, over a month, I've seen quite a bit, but from your perspective, what is some advice I could learn as far as being in the Frontier League, what to expect, maybe what not to expect, because there have been a lot of things that happen, both on and off the field, good things, other than losses from the team on the field, but from your perspective, what is there from your 20-plus years of experience in the Frontier League?
I mean, really, we tell people it's entry-level professional baseball, and we like that model. People ask us, have you ever thought about upping the age limit, or why don't you bring in more, higher-level ball players? Because there's a need for a league to operate at this level. Half of our ball players are first or second-year professionals every single year. That gives us turnover. That gives us fresh bodies coming in. That gives us young, exciting players moving up. The age limit of 26, we found when we went back and looked through the players that have historically been signed by major league clubs out of the Frontier League, at the age of 25, only like 1.7% of the ball players ever signed out of the Frontier League were over 25. So but 25, 24, 23, 22 are almost identical percentages. So that shows us that the niche we have is what serves a purpose on the baseball side for guys wanting the opportunity to move up to Major League Baseball. We like that we have people moving on their way up and not people coming back down and just hanging around. You could say with our age structure and the type of ball player we have, each one of the guys in both dugouts has a legitimate shot. Now, obviously, the talent the needs of the organization are going to play in there, but just purely on their age and their playing skills and their playing experience, they've got a shot to move up to the next level.
I think that's what's great about this league. There's a fly ball to right field. Irby will lift this to right, and it will be caught by Jones for out number 1. I think that's from talking to friends of mine who are broadcasters in major league affiliate or minor league affiliated baseball. They said they were surprised that I was able to broadcast in the Frontier League, and that was one of the big things about it, is because these guys are around my age. I'm 24, so from anywhere from 22 to 26. And I think that age limit, in a way, is important, and it has set your league apart from everywhere else.
You know, like I said, we like the niche we have. And it shows because we annually move the most players of any of the independent leagues up to major league organizations. We've had 9 already since opening day move on to major league clubs. You know, and 2 of them here from Evansville.
First pitch to Jack Meggs is a ball outside. Count at 1-0. And speaking on this, I'm sure the one that stands out the most is Patrick McGuff. Now, I believe you were here opening weekend against Southern Illinois.
I was here
Miners.
for the opening game, yes.
Now, clearly we saw Pat's stats through basically almost a no-hitter last Friday. From your perspective, seeing however much you did of Patrick, what was your impression as he has moved on to the Arizona Diamondbacks organization?
Strikeout to walk ratio was really the biggest thing I noticed out of him. When it's not that he's striking out 12 batters, he's striking out 12 and walking 0 or 1. So the fact that you can combine both at that great of a ratio and do it consistent over multiple starts, that's what jumped out to me.
Yeah, 60 strikeouts, as a matter of fact. I think being here in Evansville, I felt like I was a little bit spoiled with the fact that McGuff was able to throw that many strikeouts in a short amount of time and the amount of games, as Meggs works a walk. And I think we all wish him success, but I think that was one of the things that was able to stand out. The other thing that helped him prepare was he had a different arsenal of pitches. He worked on a curveball, and I think that's what this league allows you to do, is if you were in affiliated baseball and then you come down to the Frontier League, it allows you to develop more, and the coaches can focus more on what you need to do to get back to affiliated baseball.
You know, and we hear that a lot is, in a way, the guys that were in affiliated baseball and come to the Frontier League are more appreciative of the Frontier League than the guy that comes right out of college or has only played only played independent baseball. The ones who see what it's like in the organization and come here and see some of the similarities in how we operate, but also some of the differences where it's not, you know, a battle every day to see who's going to get cut and who's going to get sent home. That it's more of a team effort at this level. And, you know, the way the coaches and the instructors can work with you a little more and give you the opportunity to try things out. The guys that were affiliated to come to the Frontier League generally all have really good things to say about their time here and the role that it serves in the organizational baseball structure.
Now, after being a general manager for many years, why did you want to get into the role that you're in now? Did you want to be in a more higher established position, or was this just a better opportunity for you?
I'd run 4 different teams over the 13 years I was working for clubs in the Frontier League. I'd also, since about 2001, been working part-time in the league office, doing projects like overseeing the All-Star game, overseeing the preseason tryout camp, doing the schedule, things like that. So I'd already been working with the league office on a part-time basis for about 8 years before I got offered the position. And it was just really, you know, I had done pretty much what I could do. I was in 4 different markets, from a suburban market in Crestwood, Illinois, right outside of Chicago, to DuBois County, a town of, 4,000 people, in a county of about 35,000, in a market of about 35,000 total.
Fly ball, left field from Cullen, and it will be caught by Galuski, the shortstop, all the way down the left field line. Meggs will retreat back from second to first, and we have the second out of the inning.
So the deputy commissioner role, really what I do is I oversee the day-to-day operations of each one of our teams. And that's everything from the corporate sales to the marketing, to the ball players, to the managers, to the general managers, to the umpires. All that falls under myself. Where Bill Lee, our commissioner, he's focused more on the long-term, big picture stuff, where I'm the day-to-day guy. So taking my current role allowed me to take what I had learned as being a general manager in multiple different places and really to go out in the field and go out and see the teams on a regular basis and consult with them and work with them and train with them and solve problems, to look up inefficiencies, and at the same time help celebrate the successes that they have.
Now, I think there's a part, whether it's working for a league or for a team, there are both pros and cons. From a broadcaster's perspective, sometimes people will favor being the broadcaster for a team rather than the network broadcaster. Sure, the networks might pay more, you get more national coverage, get to travel more and see something different every game. But with the team broadcaster, you get to interact more with the players and the coaches and all the staff. Your stories might be a little bit more personal than the national broadcast. So from your opinion, would you rather be working for a team or working for more of a national league type standard?
The benefit of working for a team is you get emotionally invested in the product. You definitely care and are focused on the Evansville Otters or the Gateway Grizzlies or Joe Lake Slammers. You're really focused hard on what they do, and you're becoming a fan along with being an employee, and you've got something to root for every night. Where in my current position, I can't do that. I've got to be unbiased. I try to treat each of the teams equally.
There's a fly ball and caught by the first baseman Gans to end the inning, but I'll let you finish your thought.
So that's really the biggest difference. Is it's great that I'm doing it in the Frontier League where I know so many people and I know the players and I know the managers and I have great relationships with all of our teams. But the one thing I do miss is having a club that I'm part of on a day-to-day basis, and I'd say it's probably the same with the broadcaster. If you're the national guy who hops from town to town, you may get to call the high-profile events, but it's not the same as having the emotional investment.
Oh, 100%. Steve, I really thank you for taking the time to join the broadcast. Welcome back to Evansville. I'm sure this won't be the last time I'll see you throughout the season, and I really do appreciate it.
Sounds good, and I need to give Bill a seat back.
You're always welcome there, Steve.
We'll continue on the broadcast as we will thank Mr. Steve Tassler, the Deputy Commissioner of the Frontier League, to join us for the fourth inning. And we'll continue. Bill back on the mic here. And I think Steve's had some valuable stuff. I didn't know he was from the Ohio area.
Yeah.
And his resume is really impressive, from being with the Otters for 8 years and then winning the championship in 2006 as the GM, and then going to Windy City and winning the back-to-back championships in 07, 08, winning 3 straight championships in a league.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw the Golden State Warriors last night lose in the NBA Finals to the Raptors, but they were in the championship series for 5 straight years, winning 3 of 5. Now, from a sports perspective, not just baseball, but from a sports perspective, winning a championship is hard. Winning 3 is very difficult, and I think we got to give a lot of credit to Steve, and I'm sure he gives credit to the staffs that he was working with as well.
Well, because he was one of the finest general managers there was. He said, and I observed him going there and checking that chain. And I used to watch him. I thought, in all honesty, Steve would have meetings. You'd have the whole staff sitting in the bleachers there, and he'd be whatever he was talking about. I don't know. I was never part of it because, I wasn't an employee of here. But anyway, he'd have meetings, and one of the things that when I was coaching here, say in the 2006 season, if they were giving away complimentary hats, by some sponsor, he made sure that all the coaches and the manager had a hat in their locker room or in their locker. Anything that was given away free, he made sure all the coaches and the manager got it. Now, you don't see that too often. You got to beg and say, hey, you got an extra one?
Fly ball, right field. Playable for Irby, but Cronin will make the catch for out number 1. And while we were talking to Steve, as we are here at the top of the 5th, the Boomers did score a run in the 4th. I lost track of that. But the Schaumburg Boomers now lead by a score of 6-1.
Yeah, they scored on that terrific double. Or triple. I mean, that guy was flying around those bases. And then, of course, the base hit brought him in, so there's that extra run. But
First pitch from Randy Wynn is low in the dirt for Luis Gonzalez, who's celebrating his birthday today.
You don't want to say that too much because he got that. Didn't he get the hit the last time up?
He, last time up, was a ground out.
Oh, ground out, okay.
But I believe he scored a run.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
1-1 the count to Gonzalez.
You know, Steve said something that as I was listening to him, and I thought back to my good friend.
The 1-1 inside for a ball. Count moves to 1-2.
Cedric Tallis was the general manager of the Kansas City Royals when I was working there. Oh, he and I got along great. And I was at the World Series in Baltimore, 1969, and Cincinnati and Baltimore. And I was down there in, of course, the club box and sitting next to Cedric, and he said, "What's wrong with that right field, Bill?" And I said, "I don't know. I'm looking, and I don't see anything."
Next pitch from Wynn, a strike. It's like Gonzalez swung around. Count now full with 1 out. 6-1 Boomers. The score is 6 runs on 10 hits. Randy Wynn on the mound. We have no one warming up in the bullpen. Swing and a miss on a high fastball from Gonzalez. That's out number 2.
Well, anyway, I said, "I don't see nothing." He said, "Well, you'll notice the bullpen fence is about a foot shorter. Therefore, someone's going to get a cheaper home run." I said, "Who the heck notices those things?" He said, "Well, when you were general manager of a minor league club," and that's what Steve was trying to say, "you know everything. You know how many hot dogs each vendor sells." So I compliment Steve. They're talking about the same thing.
Swing and a miss from Trey Gans. That's strike 1 with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Otters down by a score of 6-1. Next pitch, outside for a ball. Count even at 1. Now, Randy, we have seen better performances from him.
This is the worst.
I think he would agree.
This is the worst.
And the next pitch, foul ball down the third base line, moves the count to 1-2. But I think in baseball there are things you can learn from. And I think, however this game ends, this game is still in the 5th, so technically there's a chance for the Otters to get back into it.
Oh, yeah, and the game is still possible for the Otters, until the lady sings.
Another strikeout for Randy Wynn.
Yeah.
But go ahead. I think what I was trying to say is that there are always things to learn from, and when Randy looks back at the film of today's game, there are things that he could probably look at that he could work on for the next start. We'll head to a commercial break. I want to thank Steve Tassler, the Deputy Commissioner of the Frontier League, to join us. And you're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
This summer, the Frontier League heads to the Big Apple as its brightest stars battle the Can-Am League's finest in the historic first-ever Frontier League Can-Am League All-Star Celebration. It's July 9th and 10th in beautiful Rockland County, nestled in New York City's suburbs. Slide to rocklandboulders.com for tickets and lodging information to see the best baseball stars shine in New York. Again, visit rocklandboulders.com and show support for your team in this Frontier League Can-Am League All-Star game.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville.
the fat lady couldn't get enough money to get on the bus, so she didn't sing. She wasn't here. Oh, boy.
We like to have fun up here. Back here at Bossy Field, first pitch to David Cronin is low in the dirt for a ball. David Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Otters down 6-1. Boomers have 6 runs on 10 hits. And the last 3 games they played against the Otters, they only scored 2 runs in 3 games. They have tripled that run total. Ground ball, head hard, through the hole, over the pitcher's mound, a base hit for Cronin. Here to start the 5th. He's 2 for 3 today.
And he was 2 for 4 last night. So he has really been making contact, and that's good. I know Mom and Dad are happy.
Rizzatello to the plate. Rizzatello doubled back in the 3rd. And at the time, it was a 4-1 game when he had runners on 1st and 2nd to lead off the 3rd and a 3-1, 3-run deficit. It's important to try to get those runners to score. I think that was a golden opportunity that the Otters missed out on back in the 3rd. Yeah. We'll see if Mike can get on here in the 5th. He's got a 1-0 count.
He got the double to put runners in 2nd and 3rd. And no outs.
I think that was the most impressive part about it. The 0-1 will be foul behind the plate. Count moves to 0-2. I think I learned quite a bit from Steve. I could sense that he loves baseball, loves being around it, and I think you're not around baseball for more than 20-plus years if you don't love it. I think that's what I was able to get. One of the things I was able to get from him. The 0-2, ground ball foul down the 3rd base line.
Well, Steve is a worker. He's not a talker. He's a worker. And you notice if you work with him, I mean, I was under his, if you want to say, jurisdiction for a couple of years. And I always marveled how he walked around the ballpark, checking this, checking that, had good communication with the personnel. And I don't think we ever had any real big problems.
0-2 the count to Riz. Matt Miller pitching well in his first professional start. Fly ball, foul territory down the first base line. Gans will not be able to make the play.
Good.
Count remains at 0-2.
I'm prejudiced. You get a favorite kid or something. Well, I got so many here, but Mike's one of my favorites anyway. And, you want to, every time Mike and Ryan and Hunter and those guys and David, when they come to the plate, you're hoping they get a base hit. You're not hoping, no home runs, just a base hit, just a base hit. Let them all bat 300.
That would be pretty nice.
Oh, yeah.
0-2 the count to Riz, the pitch. A called strike 3 on the outside corner. Rizzatello upset with himself right there. Walking back to the dugout, there's out number 1.
That's what happened his first time at bat. If you remember, he saw that 3rd strike looking. And again,
a mound visit, Ryan Long to the plate.
That coach is looking down there at the bullpen.
And I personally, I think Miller's pitching well.
I know, but where's the umpire? The field umpire. He's the one that generally goes down the line to. I'm being blocked out. You're always talking about that girder that blocks you out. I'm blocked out from the umpire, but he's the one that generally goes down and signals.
Miller has allowed 1 run on 5 hits. He has 48 strikes, 28 balls. Not a bad ratio for your first start out of Louisiana Tech University. Just graduated maybe a month ago.
I think he's pitching brilliantly.
Ryan Long to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Struck out swinging on what should have been ball 4 in a 3-2 count. It was that breaking pitch out in the lower left-hand part of the strike zone. It was that pitch was on the lower left-hand part in the dirt. Oh, rip this one to right center field. Going back will be Oliver. He can't make the catch. Rounding 2nd and 3rd. Scoring is Cronin. And RBI double for Ryan Long. Puts the Otters their second run of the game. It's a 6-2 ball game.
And if you notice, his swing was very fluid. And that is why he hit the ball so well. He didn't, jab at it or half a swing. He had a very, very nice, easy swing, and that's why he drilled it. That's probably the best hit so far we've had. Even though we've had a couple other base hits, that's the most
productive
and hardest hit.
I think of the 6 hits that we've had, Rizzatello's double down the right field line may have been the most impressive.
Well, I don't care. Ryan's one of my boys. Mike's one of my boys, so I don't care.
Castro to the plate. First pitch to Carlos is outside for a ball. Count it 1-0. 23rd RBI on the year for Ryan Long.
Yeah, it'd be nice if he got about 60 for the year. That would really be nice.
Standing at second is Long after the RBI double. Next pitch to Carlos is low in the dirt for a ball. Count it 2-0. Otto, the catcher, fakes a throw down to second base.
I always, when I had that situation, I always was hoping I'd get the RBI. I was RBI conscious. For some reason, you're like in the elevated class.
The 2-0, foul behind the plate. Count it 2-1.
It's like years and years ago, they used to say the home run hitters drive Cadillacs and the singles hitters, they drive Chevys. Now, way before your time.
Of course. Cadillac, the upper echelon of the automobile industry. Carlos Castro calls time.
Oh, now, you see, if I'm the umpire, I think I don't recognize that timeout. Seeing that pitcher, I mean, thank God he went through with his motion, but he could have hurt his arm. That's not fair to the pitcher.
Long at second, Miller on the mound in his first professional start for the Boomers. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Carlos chases that breaking pitch low in the dirt away from the strike zone. Righty on righty matchup. Schaumburg scored 4 runs in the third to take a commanding 5-1 lead at the time. They're up 6-2, 6 runs on 10 hits. Long at second, the 2-2. That would be a called strike 3 right on the outside corner. And I have a feeling Carlos knew that one too.
Yeah, you're right. He didn't want to. He might have looked at the umpire, but he didn't say nothing because I think he was embarrassed.
Dakota Phillips to the plate. He's 1 for 2 today. Had a single and a run scored back in the second. He scored the Otters' first run on the RBI ground out from Jack Meggs. First pitch, foul ball down the third base line.
If you notice, Mr. Phillips loves to uppercut. He loves that golf swing. You guys don't play golf when you go on the road, do you?
I don't own a pair of clubs. I don't have the money for it, and honestly, I don't know if I would have the time.
Oh, okay.
The 0-1, low in the dirt. Count even at 1 to the Nacogdoches, Texas native.
I gave my clubs, the balls, the tees, and the wagon, towel, gloves. I gave it to the Knights of Columbus. They have an outfit there outside of Terre Haute. Troubled kids, and they can appreciate anything.
The 1-1. Called strike on the outside corner. Yeah. Count now at 1-2. 2 outs. Otters down 6-2. It was 6-1 until the RBI double from Ryan Long in this inning. He stands at second. Matt Miller on the mound. The 1-2 from him. Outside for a ball. Count even at 2 with 2 outs. We got 4 deuces on the board, Bill. Deuces are definitely wild.
Yes, I agree with you. I agree with you.
2-2 the count, 2 outs, 6-2 in favor of the Boomers. And Long on second with an RBI double. So 5 of them in this particular situation. The pitch. Fly ball will go foul down the third base line. Count remains even at 2. Well, today in 1933, Lou Gehrig and Joe McCarthy were thrown out of a game.
Joe McCarthy was the manager.
Okay.
Joe McCarthy was the manager.
So McCarthy was suspended for 3 games, but Gehrig isn't. So he continued his streak at 1,249 games.
That's right. Yeah, that's a good point.
Low in the dirt for a ball. Count at 3-2 to Phillips.
You keep calling Phillips the Iron Man. Now,
I do.
Lou Gehrig was the Iron Man.
Oh, the first one and might be the only one.
Yeah. A Columbia graduate, by the way.
Okay.
He graduated from Columbia College or University.
A friend of mine graduated from their journalism school last year. Miller stands on the right side of the rubber. The payoff pitch. Fly ball down the third base line. In foul territory. Sierra will not be able to make the play. Count remains full.
Their baseball field was, I would not classify it as a good college field. Of course, when you're talking about anything in New York City, you're talking about, apartments in the left field and apartments in center field and whatever. And it was involved in there, and there wasn't much room for anything. So, anyway, I wasn't impressed.
With Yankee Stadium back then? You weren't impressed with Yankee Stadium back then?
Yeah, the big stadium. Oh, yeah. I used to go through the tunnels. You didn't know they had tunnels down there.
I did in the outfield. Ball forward to Dakota Phillips. That pitch was in the dirt. Otters now have runners on first and second with 2 outs. And we have Justin Irby to the plate. Irby is 1 for 2 today with a double and a flyout.
Yeah, if he could get a base hit, Ryan could score, and we'd be back in this ballgame.
I agree. And then with Randy, he's getting some much-needed rest right here. I think he'd go at least 2 more innings. First professional start for Matt Miller. Man from Louisiana Tech University, just graduated this year. Runners are first and second for the Otters. The pitch to Irby. Called strike on the outside corner.
Boy, that was a beautiful pitch to hit.
Count it 0-1. Virginia Beach native at the plate. Third consecutive start for Irby. The pitch. Ground ball to short. Played by Galuski, and he'll make the play at second for the final out of the inning.
He got jammed.
Otters score on an RBI double from Ryan Long. They leave a couple men stranded. We head to the 6th inning. 6-2 Boomers to score. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters Baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations, west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vanderburgh or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at IBEW16.net.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Otters down by a score of 6-2. They got their second run back in the bottom of the fifth from an RBI double from Ryan Long. Randy Wynn on the mound for the sixth. He has a 1-0 count to Hardy. This next pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. 1-1 now the count. Calm night here. Very cool at Bossy Field. The 1-1. Fly ball, right center field. Irby going back, and he'll make the catch with hustle for out number one.
That was a pretty good run and a pretty good catch for Irby. Seems to be getting more relaxed out there in the right field position. The first couple of games he was a little shaky, but he kind of settled down. That was a pretty good run he got. But it was hard hit again. That's the other part. It was hard hit. I'd like to say hello to my neighbors, Jeff and Bill. They're supposed to be listening. I hope they are.
The first pitch as the 9-hole hitter, Oliver, shows bunt. Pulls his bat back, but it's a called strike on the outside corner. Oliver hit that triple back in the third, or in the fourth, excuse me, when we were talking to Steve. 0-1 the count to Oliver. The pitch, swing and a miss. Breaking ball there from Randy Wynn for strike two.
Yeah, he ran the third base like the, what was that Donald Duck character, Beep Beep? That he was going around.
The Roadrunner.
Yeah, the Roadrunner. He was really flying.
Ground ball will be through the hole. A base hit on the right side of the infield. A single for Oliver. He is 2 for 3 today.
I wonder why they're keeping Randy in as long as they are. It's embarrassing to Randy. It's insulting, in my opinion. I mean, you're talking about a star pitcher, and you're embarrassing him.
I'm not the one to make the decisions, Bill.
No, I know I'm not either, but I'm just giving you an opinion.
That's fair. Jack Parenti to the plate. Parenti had the RBI single back in the fourth. He is 1 for 3 today with a single, strikeout, and a ground out. Next pitch from Wynn, called strike. Counted 0-1 to Jack Parenti. Parenti played for the Boomers last year. He is from Wantagh, New York. 0-1, called strike 2 in the outside corner. Good curveball there from Randy. Count moves to 0-2. Are you familiar with Wantagh?
Yes, and I know I've heard it and I've been there, and I'm trying to, within my mind, try to locate it. And there wasn't many cities in New York State I didn't visit.
The 0-2 pitch. Fly ball foul down the third base line. Count remains at 0-2.
There was a restaurant in Elmira, New York. That was our AA club. I used to coach there. There was a restaurant. If you saw it from the outside, you'd say, oh, my God, I wouldn't go in that place. It's filthy. Oh, my God, the building's falling down. It's one of the finest restaurants in the entire United States. And the ballpark was impeccably.
Ground ball foul in front of the Otters dugout on the first base side. Count remains at 0-2.
I was a coach, and we were not allowed on the grass before the dugouts. If you wanted to play catch, you went in the outfield. They were very, very strict. That's where they used to have the gliders. You could get, go up and they'd let you fly without a motor.
Throw over to first, not in time. No, that sounds like a lot of fun.
You wouldn't have got me on it. And then we had Corning, New York, which was down the street. Oh, Johnny. Good to see you. Yeah.
Bill saying hello to his friends. 0-2 pitch. Ground ball foul. Count at 0-2. Randy Wynn, 5 1/3 innings, 75 strikes, 26 balls. Runner on first, 6-2 the score in favor of Schaumburg. Throw over to first is not in time. Always good to see your friends, right, Bill?
Oh, yeah, I worked with those two guys. They're farmers. I worked with them. You didn't know I was a farmer.
I did not.
Well, I didn't own any farm, but I worked on them. I used to drive the Olker wagon for them.
The 0-2 outside for a ball. Count at 1-2. My grandfather worked on a farm as well. He lived on a farm in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Yeah. Well, I've worked with those guys. You start at 5:30 in the morning, and it's 10 o'clock at night. You could hardly see, and that was just a day's work. They put in a lot of hours.
The 1-2 by the knees. Inside for a ball. Count even at 2. 1 out. Top of the 6th. Boomers have 6 runs on 11 hits. Otters have 2 runs on 6 hits. Schaumburg jumped out to a 3-1 lead after the first 3 innings. The 2-2 fly ball hit hard. Right field. And that will be caught by Irby for out number 2. And it'll bring up Jimmy Galuski. A shortstop today is 1 for 2 with a fielder's choice, a strikeout. He hit that hard double in the 3rd inning and later on scored on the 2-run home run from Dylan Jones. Righty on righty matchup. Galuski's hit the ball hard in 2 of his 3 at-bats. The pitch. Low in the dirt for a ball. Good block there by Rizzatello. Count at 1-0.
How many guys didn't hit the ball well? I mean, almost every one of the hits off Randy have been rockets. I don't recall a cheap shot. Even that one that was a fly ball there in right center, it was too high. Otherwise, that might have cleared the fence.
Called strike on the outside corner. Moves the count to 1-1. Randy trying to get through the 6th. Honors have yet to name a starter for tomorrow. Game 2 will be at the same time as tonight, 6:35 p.m. Central Time. The 1-1. Ground ball foul down the first base line. From hearing the sound of the bat off that foul ball, that was hit hard.
Yes, it was. Again, I don't recall one base hit tonight that has been a cheapie.
Randy Wynn on the mound. Not necessarily his best stuff, but he's a trooper at the same time.
Yeah, his curve is hanging today, and that's why one of the things that's not effective is, it's up in the ball players' eyes, and they're jumping on it.
The 1-2. Fly ball. Playable. Cronin thinks he's got it. He'll make the catch for the final out of the inning. One man stranded as we head to the bottom of the 6th. 6-2 Schaumburg, the score. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at mymarathonstation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
The Tin Fish Restaurant is located at 707 State Street in Newburgh, Indiana. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu featured salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. Visit them online at tinfishnewburgh.com. The Tin Fish Restaurant, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Yep.
1-0 most of the game.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Otters down by a score of 6-2. Matt Miller's night is done. Didn't do too bad for his first professional start. 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. So, in a way, a strikeout in an inning.
Yeah, I think he did very, very well. And he could be the winner, but he could not be the loser. Chances are, I mean, if we were to score another 7 runs and win, he would not be the loser.
To the mound will be a new pitcher in Christian Aragon, the right-handed thrower. Last played for the Orem Owls of the Los Angeles Angels organization. To the plate will be Jack Meggs, Hunter Cullen, and J.J. Gould for 7, 8, and 9. Now, if you remember, Aragon was the same pitcher when Rob Calabrese had his pinch hit RBI double last Sunday to give the Otters their 2nd run of the game. Meggs to the plate. He is 0 for 1 today. He walked his last time up. First pitch to Jack, a ball outside, count at 1-0. Jack Meggs is responsible for the first Otters run of the game. An RBI ground out back in the 2nd. The 1-0 to Meggs. Low in the dirt for a ball. Count moves to 2-0. Are you familiar with the Orem Owls?
No, I'm not. I was just looking. I'm trying to look up who the heck they are, and I'm looking at the
roster.
No, well, yeah. Look at
Fly ball, left field. Playable for Parenti. He'll make the catch at the warning track for out number 1. Meggs hit that ball 380 feet. It's 385 feet to the corners, or in the left center and right center, so the gaps. Jack hit it arguably to the deepest part of the ballpark, sadly, for out number 1.
Yeah, that outfielder didn't look that good, and I thought he had a clear shot of it, and then he had to reach back to get it. Otherwise, it's overhead. No, what I was looking at was this pitcher here. Has him down to 6'2", 185, and I'll tell you, I'm looking at his legs.
Pretty long.
Yeah, but
first pitch to Hunter Cullen is low and away. Go ahead.
They're very thin. He has no meat on those bones.
So in other words, not a probably needs to work on that.
Right, a pitcher has to have strong legs.
The 1-0 to Cullen in the dirt for a ball. Count moves to 2-0. So in other words, you're saying that Aragon forgets leg day at the gym.
Yeah. Walter Johnson, one of the all-time great pitchers of yesteryear.
The 2-0. Outside for a ball. Count moves to 3-0.
He'd go to spring training, wouldn't pick up a ball for 2 weeks. All he'd do was run in the outfield. And he said, well, my legs are in shape, my arms in shape. Then he started throwing. But, and again, that is true. Bammy, George Bamberger, my good friend.
The 3-0 to Cullen. And that would be a called strike, a delayed called strike there from the home plate umpire, Mr. James Purnell.
Yeah.
Count of 3-1.
Anyway, Bammy, as I think I mentioned to you, was from Tottenville, anyway.
The 3-1.
Strike
called
two.
strike 2.
But Banny was the manager, pitching coach at that time in Baltimore, and every day they had to run from the right field line to the left field line 20 times. They were in perfect shape. That's why they had a good pitching staff, if you recall Earl Weaver days.
The 3-2. Ground ball over to Gonzalez at second. Tosses it over to Gans at first for out number 1. Or out number 2, excuse me. J.J. Gould to the plate.
Hunter ran his heart out going down that base, but he made good contact. I tell you, we're making pretty good contact. It's just we're not getting the base hits. Yeah, Ryan hit a shot to the first baseman. Here you got Hunter hit one. And, of course, J.J. put one out there in deep left.
Looks like we have Austin Nicely warming up at the bullpen. He was converted to a bullpen
I was going to say, he was a starter.
Yep. Called strike, a swing and a miss. There from J.J. Gould. Count at 0-1. The next pitch, foul. Behind the plate, moves the count to 0-2. J.J. tonight is 0 for 2. He struck out in the second, and he flew out to the first baseman in the fourth. The 0-2 to Gould. Outside for a ball. Count now at 1-2. Today in 1965, Cincinnati Reds pitcher Jim Maloney no-hits the New York Mets, but loses in 11 innings by a score of 1-0. You have a no-hitter, and you still lose the ball game.
But going back in your day, I think there was a Philly-Brave game. I may be wrong.
The 2-2, inside for a ball. Count now full.
I think they went into 11 innings, and one guy had a no-hitter, and one guy had a one-hitter, and he lost. And, of course, now I'm talking about in the early 50s,
okay.
1950, 51, or 52, something like that. But both pitchers were outstanding, and they were in the game in the 11th inning.
Was Robin Roberts on the mound at that time?
It wasn't.
Oh, that's a sharp ground ball.
Yeah.
It'll go foul down the third base line.
No, it wasn't Robin.
Gould apparently broke his bat on that one. Gets a new one from his teammates.
You know, he's the architect of the Major League Baseball pension.
Is he?
Oh, yeah, Robin Roberts. He's the architect of the Major League pension. He was a menace to the commissioner and all those owners, and they got it. See, during the 40s and all, they contributed to, the ball players contributed to their, now they don't do nothing. They just.
Payoff pitch to J.J. is low in the dirt for ball 4.
Yeah, the players don't pay a penny to their pension, just like me. When I got, I get my pension, although mine's called the non-uniform personal pension, and that's for the minor league managers, coaches, and the scouts. We don't contribute. We didn't contribute.
Cronin to the plate. He's 2 for 3 today with 2 singles. Scored on the Ryan Long RBI double back in the 5th. So David has played second base for almost the entirety of his baseball career, even going back to high school. What he likes most about second base is that he likes to turn double plays. First pitch to David Cronin is a called strike on the outside corner. Count it 0-1.
I think my brother's got about 14 years in the majors. He gets $180,000 a year pension. Can you imagine that?
That sounds lovely. The 0-1. Throw down to first.
Ooh, what is he lucky?
JJ's safe.
Yeah.
Safe by a hair.
They love him in Atlantic City. He goes to Atlantic City quite often. All I ever hear is, oh, yeah, we won $10,000. We won $20,000. I never hear about losing. All I hear is about the winning.
I'm not a gambler myself. I don't have that kind of money to waste away. 1-1 the count. The pitch to Cronin. Outside for a ball. Count moves to 2-1. Otters down by a score of 6-2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Boomers jumped out to a 5-1 lead after the first 3 innings. They put up a 4 spot in the third. The 2-1. Inside for a ball. Count moves to 3-1. Aragon, the new pitcher from Weston, Florida, played in the Los Angeles Angels organization for the Orem Owls.
I have no idea where that would be.
The 3-1 to Cronin. Ground ball over to third. Sierra across the diamond to make the catch for out number 3. We head to the top of the 7th. 6-2 Schaumburg the score. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The local Pepsi Bottling Group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi Bottling Group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Signorama Evansville for their support this season. Signorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Signorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at signorama.com/in-Evansville. Signorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Otters down 6-2. New pitcher for the Otters. It is a WOW call to the bullpen. A WOW internet, TV, and phone call to the bullpen. WOW is the internet provider and the best double play deal in Evansville. Austin Nicely to the mound. Was a starter this year. He has now shifted to the bullpen. The lefty is known to walk quite a bit of batters. As a starter, will embrace his new role as a reliever. To the plate for Schaumburg will be Dylan Jones, Nick Otto, and Raiden Sierra. Dylan Jones is 2 for 3 today. He has a 2-run home run back in the third. A double that was later scored a run on a double from Otto. And then he also struck out in the fourth. First pitch from Nicely. Called strike on the outside corner. Counted 0-1, a lefty-on-lefty matchup.
Hunter shading him to a little to right center.
Swing and a miss. Another fastball there from Nicely. Counted 0-2.
Terrible swing. Got fooled.
The 0-2 from Nicely. Foul ball behind the plate. Count remains at 0-2. Nicely came in. 11 strikeouts on the year and 15 innings pitched. But he also has a 15 ERA. The 0-2 from Nicely. Dribbler foul. Count remains at 0-2.
What's Randy's ERA now? You said it was 16, but that was in the third inning.
I think it dropped down to around 10.
Yeah, I was going to say it dropped down quite a bit.
We'll wait for the final totals at the end of the game.
Yeah. That's embarrassing. What, he had 2.66 going into tonight.
Yep. Just wasn't his night tonight.
No, it wasn't. And, you know, even Joe DiMaggio and Ted Williams had 0 for 4 nights.
We want to strike 3 in the first strikeout there from Nicely. Preston wanted me to make the correction. His ERA in the game tonight was 10-something.
Yeah.
But that's not his overall ERA.
Oh, okay.
His ERA will go up.
Yeah, okay,
but
right.
Hopefully not significantly.
I'm not going to argue with Preston.
One of the main reasons why we're allowed to broadcast on YouTube.
Because of him, yes. We have so many people to be thankful for, too.
Ground ball fielded by Gould, and he can't make the play.
Base hit.
Odo singles. He's 3 for 4 tonight. 2 doubles, an RBI, and a single for Odo. Came into today's game as the leading man with the batting average for the Boomers.
Well, he certainly improved that tonight.
Radiant Sierra to the plate, and this is an unusual offensive performance by the Boomers I've seen. Nicely from the belt, the first pitch to Sierra is a ground ball foul down the first base line. Count at 0-1.
I don't know if you noticed Odom on first base. As soon as Nicely started the pitch, he ran back to the base. He was completely fooled on his delivery or his makeup.
Nicely from the stretch. Now with the belt, he'll fire for the 0-1. Just missing the outside corner. Count even at 1. Right-handed batter, left-handed pitcher matchup.
Yeah. Odo just, he didn't move that time because he realized he was really faked out on that first delivery.
1-1 count. Nicely from the belt. He'll fire, and that pitch is inside for a ball. Count it 2-1, 1 out. 6-2 the score. Radiant Sierra, the man from Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. Nicely with a 2-1 count from the belt, he'll fire. A fly ball foul going down the first base line. Count even at 2. The big fact today, Bill, today in 2010, 7 days after making his Major League debut for the Nationals, rookie Steven Strasburg is named National League Player of the Week. Strasburg's first 2 starts demonstrated the hype with which he was made his debut. He struck out 14 and walked no one over 7 innings, allowing 2 earned runs. Ground ball by Gould for 1, the second for 2 for the double play. We head to the bottom of the 7th as it is stretch time here at Bosse Field. 6-2 Schaumburg the score, and you're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network, 91.5 WUEV. Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Bottom of the 7th, Otters down by a score of 6-2. New pitcher for the Boomers, Aragon, done his 1 inning of work. It'll bring up Dylan Stutzman, right-hander, played for Schaumburg last year. He is from Bloomington, Indiana. And Bill, Mother Teresa was nice enough to chime into the broadcast.
Oh, what
she wanted to let us know that Orem is in Utah. They are the short season A affiliate for the Los Angeles Angels.
Well, thank Mother Teresa for that important and most interesting
information.
Edification.
She's been around baseball long enough, between Jack playing, her older son playing in the Frontier League for Joliet, as well as her husband is the head coach at the University of Washington.
Yes, I was thinking of that today, and for some reason, and it's an honor as a father to coach your son, not only in high school, but especially in college. And as I was thinking of that, and I know I'm patting myself on the back, so I'm letting you know in advance, I had the pleasure.
1-1 to Rizzatello, grounded foul down the third base line.
I had the pleasure of coaching my youngest son in college. And miraculously and proudly, he's in the college's Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so not only did he play, he was the catcher one year, his freshman year. He was the third baseman.
Foul ball behind the plate. Hits the roof. Count remains at 1-2.
Every year, catcher, third, second, and he ended up the senior year playing short. And he is a very, very successful high school coach here in Indiana now.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
The 1-2. Riz doesn't go. That pitch was low in the dirt. Count even at 2.
Yeah, so I know how it feels to coach your son. It's an honor. Of course, a lot of times you get frustrated with him, too.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure Mr. Meggs can attest to that.
Yeah.
Count even at 2 to Riz. The pitch. Ground ball to short. Galuski across the diamond. In time to get Riz for out number 1.
Yeah, but Riz is hitting the ball. That's what counts.
He's hit the ball hard tonight. In 2 of his 4 at-bats, he's hit the ball hard.
Right. The other 2, he got called out in third strikes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ryan Long to the plate. He has the RBI double back in the 5th. Gives the Otters their second run of the game.
Now, the only thing I'm going to beat Meggs' father out on is this. He might have lived at home and coached. I lived in with the nuns, with the sisters. And there was a sister named Sister Williams, so they called me Sister Bill.
I don't know if Jack's father would have the same experience that you had.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I lived with the nuns.
Long as a 2-0 count. New pitcher in Stutzman. The 2-0. Ground ball to first base. Gans can't find it. I'll toss it to first, and that'll be just in time to get Long out for out number 2.
But again, another solid hit, unfortunately, right at somebody.
I was sworn. I could have sworn that if Ryan got there quick enough, he would have beat that out.
No. The distance between the first baseman and the bag to Ryan's position at that particular time, I'm going to say it was 8 feet versus like 15 feet.
Carlos Castro to the plate. He's 0 for 3 tonight with a strikeout.
But again, that's my opinion. I didn't bring my tape measure.
First pitch to Castro is fouled down the first base line.
We had a good crowd here tonight. I wonder what the attendance is. I'm going to say 1,900.
I think that's a good crowd. That's a good rough estimate.
Yes. I think our first year in 1995, they won the attendance, and I think it was like 135 for the year, and it was averaged like 2,800 or something per game.
Looks like the catcher Odo is hurt after He got hurt earlier today. I think Castro's at the plate. Wonder if it's his hand, but the Schaumburg staff out there to try to see if he's all right. The manager, Jamie Bennett, in his 8th season, and their trainer, Miss Miley Leatherman. The Otters also have a female athletic trainer.
Yes.
And Miss Sarah Zirk. She is from Chicago. Was lucky enough to meet her family last week.
The Otters have employed a different lady, girl, woman, as trainer for years. So this is not the first. I'm afraid anymore to say girl, lady, or woman. So you say all three because they some get insulted.
We have the Otter Bells as well as for part of the in-game entertainment crew here at Bossy Field. And I think I'm a fan of their uniforms because they kind of emulate the movie A League of Their Own. Ground ball over to short. Galuski across the diamond to Gans for the final out of the inning. Otters retired 1-2-3. We head to the 8th. 6-2 Boomers the score. You listen to Evansville Otters Baseball, the Otters Digital Network, and 91.5 WUEV.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
The 4th Annual Burdette Blues Festival on Saturday, July 6th at the Burdette Park Pavilion will feature some of the best blues acts in our area. There'll be barbecue, food trucks, and a beer garden. General admission at the gate will provide ongoing support for blues music in the Tri-State. 12 years and younger will get in free. For more information, check out the 91.5 FM WUEV Facebook page or visit evansvilleblues.com.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Otters down by a score of 6-2. We're here in the 8th. First pitch from Nicely, the lefty. Called a ball outside to the birthday man, Luis Gonzalez. Gonzalez is 0 for 3 tonight. The 1-0. Outside for a ball count. Ooh, called a strike. A delayed called strike. Count even at 1. Gonzalez has struck out, grounded out, and flew out. Ground ball over to Cronin, over to Castro, and time for out number 1. 4-3 on the putout. It will bring up Trey Gans, the lefty, against the left-handed pitcher, Austin Nicely, who was a starter this year, and things did not go his way earlier on this season as a starter, so he has moved to the bullpen, the second lefty in the bullpen, along with Abraham Almonte. Trey Gans to the plate. Gans is 1 for 3 today with a single. Gans used to play for the Southern Illinois Miners. Swing and a miss from Gans. Counted 0-1. Gans played for the Boston Red Sox organization last year. He swings at a high fastball to make the count at 0-2. He played for the Lowell Spinners. He is also from Florence, Kentucky.
Lowell, Mass.
Lowell, Mass?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's about 30, 35 miles away from Boston, yeah. I was at that ballpark. Big, monstrous ballpark.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
The 1-2 to Gans. In the dirt. Good block there by Riz. Count even at 2.
Yeah, the old type, not bricks, but like masonry kind of stadium. Brick, anyway, not wood.
The 2-2 floated in there upstairs for a ball. Off speed there for Nicely. Count now full. So tomorrow is the 25th anniversary celebration for the Otters.
Yeah.
Next pitch from Nicely inside for a ball. That's a walk to Trey Gans.
So what's the special occasion?
We're giving away a free hat to the first 1,000 fans with the 25th anniversary logo on the main part of the hat.
Okay.
And there will be fireworks after the game.
Okay.
So get your tickets now at EvansvilleOtters.com.
The first 1,000, though, huh?
Yes.
Well, I'm going to be here at 3 o'clock.
Alrighty.
Ooh.
Bunt failed by Clint Hardy. Count moves to 0-1.
Remember Steve was talking about Frank Scott. Frank Scott was a switch hitter, and he could put the most beautiful bunt down the third or make it to second. His father was a high school coach, and I tell you, he was a gentleman. Frank Scott was a gentleman.
0-1 the count. The pitch to Hardy. Called strike on the outside corner. Moves the count quickly to 0-2. Hardy tonight is 1 for 3 with a single. Back in the second. Hardy is also the same man who broke up the no-hitter from Patrick McGuff last Friday. Nicely the 0-2. In the dirt for a ball. Count moves to 1-2.
You know, when he came to bat the first time tonight, you mentioned that same thing, and then he hit a shot out there to left field.
So I should probably be quiet.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. It was just ironic.
Name a different fact.
Yeah, it was just...
Nicely from the belt. Checks the runner at first. Now he'll fire. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 on a fastball. That was a high fastball right there from Nicely.
Good observation.
Second out of the inning.
Yeah. Well, now you see how important that high fastball is.
Well, if a pitcher knows that batter is going to swing at it, why not throw it every once in a while?
But again, that's a very, very effective strikeout pitch. But it's a fastball high, not the hanging curve, which unfortunately Randy was throwing tonight. That was Randy's biggest mistake. Oh, I shouldn't say biggest mistake, but unfortunate he couldn't control it.
First pitch to Oliver is a ball outside. Connor Oliver had the triple back in the fourth when we were talking to Mr. Steve Tassler. He also singled back in the sixth. Grounded into a 4-6-3 double play in the second. Runner at first, 2 outs, the pitch.
Hit him.
Behind.
Oh, no.
Rizzatello. Trotting to second without a throw is Trey Gans.
Oh, that must have went off Mike's foot. I thought it hit the batter, but... Well,
6 runs on 12 hits for the Boomers. We have 2 runs on 6 hits for the Otters. As of now, it has not been the Otters' night at the plate, but there is still a chance. The chances are dwindling, but there is still a chance.
What did I hear Paul Mattingly earlier say? The fat lady needed change to get on the bus, so there's still a chance.
That sounds like a accurate depiction.
Yeah. So
runner now at second, 2 outs, top of the 8th, 6-2 Boomers. Oliver at the plate with a 1-1 count.
Boy, what a weird stance he's got, huh?
Yes.
Batting stance.
Very open.
Yep.
The 1-1, way inside. Count now at 2-1. I think that's what makes every batter unique. They have their own kind of style, their own stance. Whether some will do the leg kick, the front leg kick. Some of them will have their legs really spread out where their knees in a bit. Some of them will have standing shoulder width apart.
Watch what he does with that lead foot.
Oliver has his lead foot out.
Yeah, now watch it.
And brings it back in, leg kick, and that does not matter.
Oh, hey, boy, get back here.
That's ball 3, not ball 4. Oliver lost track of the count.
Yeah.
3-1 the count, runner at second, 2 outs.
But, you know, Dave, with that stance that we're talking about, and when he takes his stride, he goes forward. See, that's what you want to jam him, which they were trying to do, because, you know, he's got his motion this way instead of going, opening it up. He's locking himself in. Oh, well, there's a little discussion here.
I have no idea what they are about to discuss. All I do know is that the batter, Oliver, thought it was ball 4, or he thought that it hit him.
I don't know. Whatever, the manager questioned it, and well, here comes the decision. Nope, ball 4.
Apparently it hit him, or else it would be ball 3,
Okay.
and Andy McCauley, the Otters manager, would come out to dispute the call.
Okay.
Oliver apparently at first with a hit by pitch.
Now, here, bring that seat. I was going to say, you want to bring that umpire in because you're going to say, hey, what the heck is going on? You know, one guy calls it this, and the other guy says no, and let's get together, gang. Now, see, there's a private conversation again. Andy's got his point across.
We can clearly hear the disgust of the call from the Otter faithful.
Bring him back. Bring that runner back. Or bring that batter back.
Now we have the Schaumburg Boomers manager walking out to the umpires. And we are still up in the air of what is going on.
Well, whatever the point was, I think Andy won it. Because, you know, the umpire did say, okay, take your base. And Andy went out there and discussed something with the home plate umpire. The field umpire never even came in. And Andy walked away. Then finally they're calling the Schaumburg manager over both, and they're saying, whatever. He's disagreeing. Come on back, boy. Come back here.
So it looks like
come back here.
The call will be in favor of the Otters. The crowd seems to enjoy the call after the review. Strange game today. An offensive outburst.
He's a little perturbed when he threw those gloves down.
I think that's one thing you told me. You can never argue with the umpire.
No, and the one thing about an umpire, you can say anything to him, but don't make it public and embarrass him. You know, as a catcher, you could sit back there and say, you're blind. You couldn't, you know, where'd you get your license? Here's some Robux, and, you know, all kinds of things. But the minute you turn around, and you're out of the game. Now, don't embarrass the umpire.
This might be one of the more longer in-game delays we have experienced.
Yeah.
Very strange game today. An offensive outburst by the Boomers, something that I did not see when on the road last week. Boomers scored 2 runs in 3 games against the Otters last weekend. They have scored 6 today. Otters only have 2 runs on 6 hits. 3-1 the count after the long discussion. And that is a called strike on the outside corner. I think Oliver wanted that one to be a ball. Instead, the count is full. 2 outs, top of the 8th. Runner at second and Trey Gans. With that wide stance, nicely from the belt. Checks the runner at second. Riz sets up outside the pitch. That'll be called strike 3.
Yeah.
And we hear the Otter faithful here at Bossy Field.
And there was no argument by the batter. He just walked away.
We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Otters down 6-2 to Schaumburg. You're listening to the Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
The Tin Fish Restaurant is located at 707 State Street in Newburgh, Indiana. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu featured salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. Visit them online at tinfishnewburgh.com. The Tin Fish Restaurant, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Since 1994, Slay's Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slay's Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slay's Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. I think we want to say thank you to everyone listening and watching on the Otters Digital Network or listening in their radio. We've been having a handful of comments here on the YouTube page, and maybe that's something we'll implement in the broadcast throughout the year.
Yes, that's interesting.
I think it's important to hear from the people. So Bill and I really appreciate the comments, especially in games like this where it's a bit long. The Otters offense has not played particularly well, although there is 2 innings left. Dakota Phillips to the plate. First pitch to him is low in the dirt for a ball. Count at 1-0. Bill and I wanted to read some of the comments from the Otterville faithful on YouTube.
Yes.
So, Multi Apples says, let's take the lead. Great hit. Let's go. Enjoy the game, everyone. We have a 4-run lead by the Boomers.
How many say, get that guy off the air, Dave?
The 1-1. Fly ball. Center field. Way back is Oliver. And that will go all the way to the wall. Rounding first, stopping at second base is a double that was crushed by Dakota Phillips.
And a very misleading center fielder. I don't know if you noticed his antics, but he just jotted after that ball. And I'm assuming it's out of the ballpark. The way he's acting, I figured it's out of here. And I'm saying, oh, my God, it's over the old National Bank sign. And then nonchalantly, he played it off the wall. Very, very misleading. However, great hit for Phillips.
So the comment that Paul read moments ago, a shot there by Phillips. But the comment says, that's great by the announcer. If Ryan would have gotten there fast enough, he would have beat that out. Genius.
Oh, okay.
So fans, don't be afraid to comment as long as it's appropriate. We appreciate it.
No profanity.
Justin Irby to the plate. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Double back in the second inning. And then he had a fly out to right field and a ground out. He'll hit this one to center field. Just caught by Oliver for out number 1.
But again,
that was hit hard.
I was going to say, there again is a good contact hit, or actually it was not a hit per se, but a good smash by an Otter batter. It's just that they're going directly at them. You know, you can use that rhetorically or semantically about a hit, whether it's a base hit or just a plain hit.
Jack Meggs to the plate. Runner on second and Phillips. Meggs tonight has the RBI ground out back in the second that put the Otters on the board.
Yeah.
Since then, he walked in the fourth, and then he flew out to right field in the sixth. Meggs is hitting .240 on the year, 24 hits and 100 at-bats, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs. He takes a ball outside. Count at 1-0 with 1 out. Hunter Cullen on deck. The 1-0. Ground ball to the pitcher, Stutzman.
Oh, my God.
It over to third base.
What a break.
Instead of throwing it over to first for the easy out. Phillips safe at third. Meggs on first with a fielder's choice.
I'll tell you what, that was the easiest out there was. And he must have slapped at that ball because the ball went down and away. I'll tell you, that fat lady's selling those newspapers and getting the money.
We're going to make a correction. Jake Cousins is on the mound.
Okay.
For the Boomers. Cousins played for the GCL Nationals, a Washington Nationals affiliate. He is from West Chicago, Illinois. Fly ball from Cullen. In the air to center field. Catching it will be Oliver. Tagging from third is Phillips. Here's the throw.
Ooh.
Not in time. The Otters score their third run. Meggs on his horse, sliding at third. He's safe. RBI for Hunter Cullen. Otters within 3.
Yeah, but well, actually, you're right, Dave. But the point was the throw actually hit the runner coming home. That's why it deflected and went always over to the dugout, and that allowed the runner to go to third because it deflected off the runner. There are things happening you don't expect. I mean, what a game!
What'd you say? What's the correct saying? I don't want to butcher your phrase. J.J. Gould to the plate. What do you say? About the woman on the bus?
Oh, the fat lady? Yeah. She's getting enough money to ride it, yeah. But she hasn't gotten there yet. But again, I'd like to reiterate a point I keep repeating. The Otters seem to score in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. Now, whether they get enough to win, the point is they do score. So they are a come-from-behind team.
0-1 the count to J.J. Ground ball over to second. Throw over to first. Is in time.
What a scoop.
The Otters have made this a 3-run game as we head to the top of the 9th. Game is interesting. Don't go anywhere.
Don't turn that dial.
You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The pizza brick road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the pizza brick road. Road down to Tyroni's. The pizza brick road. The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's.
This summer, the Frontier League heads to the Big Apple as its brightest stars battle the Can-Am League's finest in the historic first-ever Frontier League Can-Am League All-Star Celebration. It's July 9th and 10th in beautiful Rockland County, nestled in New York City's suburbs. Slide to rocklandboulders.com for tickets and lodging information to see the best baseball stars shine in New York. Again, visit rocklandboulders.com and show support for your team in the Frontier League Can-Am League All-Star Game.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural. You must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Sac fly by Hunter Cullen scores Dakota Phillips as the throw from Oliver in center field goes off the line, actually hitting the foot of Dakota Phillips.
Oh, did that one happen? It hit the foot. Okay.
Yeah.
I knew it deflected off him. I didn't know where.
First pitch to the batter.
Well, that was great.
It will be the top of the order in Jack Parenti.
We didn't get any advantage out of it, but except move the runner to third. But, heck, who knows? A wild pitch, we could have had the fourth run.
Otters are making it interesting there, not giving up.
Yeah, well, that's one thing about the Otters. They
ground ball to Cronin. Fields it on a couple of hops over to Castro.
Wow.
Gets him just in time for out number one.
You know what? You heard me say it. Don't anticipate. Get rid of that ball. You don't know the speed of these guys.
We also appreciate Mrs. Phillips for listening in. She says, way to go, Dakota. Love being able to listen and watch all the way from Texas.
Oh, yeah. Big
and
check.
she says, thank you to the announcers for doing such a great job.
Oh, well.
Mostly for you, Bill.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Mostly for me. I'm just a little farm boy from the big city. Anyway, thank you. I appreciate it very, very much.
Jimmy Galuski to the plate. First pitch is a ball. Second one a strike on the outside corner. Galuski, probably one of the better names I've pronounced throughout the season, has a double and a run scored in the third. He has a foul ball right here, moving the count to 1-2. He has a fielder's choice in the fourth. He struck out in the first and had a fly out to Cronin in the sixth. I wonder if he's Polish. Swing and a miss. That's strike three.
Is that an S-K-I on the end of his name?
S-K-Y.
S-K-Y. That's Jewish.
Okay.
Polish would be S-K-I.
All right.
I mean, S-K-I. Jewish would be S-K-Y, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for the correction.
Oh, that's all right. It's just like the Irish, what's it? Cohen. C-O-H-E-N and C-O-H-A-N.
Ah.
One's Jewish, one's Irish.
Got it. Jones to the plate. He hit the two-run home run back in the third. He's got 2 strikeouts in his last 2 at-bats. He doubled in the first and scored on the Nick Otto RBI double, and then he hit the 2-run homer in the third. Launches this one to right field, very shallow. Irby says he's got it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. Don't go anywhere.
Oh.
We're heading to the bottom of the ninth. The Otters down 3. You're listening to Evansville Otters baseball on the Otters Digital Network in 91.5 WUEV.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the tri-state, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier Press can be found online at courierpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vanderburgh or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. with 3 Evansville locations. West at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. We are in the last of the 9th. Otters looking for a 9th inning rally, scoring 3 runs, hopefully, to tie the game. 4 would win it. To the top of the order we go with Cronin, Riz, Atello, and Long. New pitcher on the mound, Connor Eller for the Boomers. Last played for the Dunedin Blue Jays. Dundee Blue Jays in the Blue Jays organization. He's from North Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yeah, we couldn't have asked for a better lineup of Otters coming into the 9th inning here with the number 1, 2, and 3 hitters. And that's more or less the spark of the Otters.
Going into this bottom of the 9th, the Otters have left 7 runners on base. Cronin is 2 for 4 tonight. Both singles. Also a run scored. First pitch to Dave, called strike on the outside corner. Count at 0-1.
See, now, remember, you've heard me say it so many times, and I repeat myself. You're down by 3, take a pitch. The 9th inning, take a pitch. Don't give up the game on one swing.
0-1, ground ball over to the pitcher, Eller. Toss it over to first.
Okay.
In time for out number 1.
Well, now it's up to Big Mike.
Big Mike tonight is 1 for 4.
That double. Second time up. Struck out with a called strike the first. Doubled. Got called out on the 3rd strike. Second. Grounded out the next. Don't even have to look at the...
There you go, Bill. The first pitch to Riz. Low in the dirt for a ball. Well, I appreciate your memory for that one.
Oh, you got it. No,
you still got it, Bill.
Yeah, thank you kindly. Thank you.
The 1-0 to Riz. Fly ball, left field, and will be caught by Parenti for out number 2.
Now, there again is what I'm going to say. One of the Otters gets up, hits a ball really hard and deep, but it's an out. Unfortunately, tonight is not their night. But they've been respectful, and that's what counts.
If there's anyone who can start a 2-out rally, it might be Ryan Long.
Oh, yeah. So, you go back to those first couple innings, and you dig a hole, and you go too deep. It's kind of hard to make it up in the 9th and the 8th.
First pitch to Ryan.
Base hit.
Ripped in a right center field for a base hit. There's starting the rally, the man from Crandall, Texas. He is 2 for 5 on the evening.
Right.
We bring up Carlos Castro, who has 5 home runs on the year, 32 hits.
Now, if Carlos can get on, probably one of the most powerful home run hitters on the team is Mr. Phillips.
Yes.
And he could tie the game very easily.
One swing of the bat.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
Long on first. Castro, the batter, the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Carlos upset with himself right there. I think he knew that was ball 1.
I was going to say I would be upset too. It was over his head when he swung on it. I mean, that was a ball.
I think he was swinging for the fences right there.
Yeah, you're right. He's assuming it's a fastball, and he's, as you would like to say, anticipate. He was anticipating a good pitch.
The 0-1.
No, there was
called a strike 2 on the inside corner.
Now there was his pitch.
Otter fans not liking that call.
Yeah. Okay, Carlos, you still got another big one.
2 outs, 2 strikes, bottom of the 9th.
Don't
Otters
chase
down
any.
6-3.
Don't chase any.
The pitch, fly ball, and that will be foul behind the plate. I think it reached the roof. Count remains at 0-2.
Yeah. You know, this roof was in bad shape 20 years ago. Thank God for the Friends of Bossy Field and the league of its own that helped fix it. Was leaky.
0-2 the count to Castro. Runner on first and long. 2 outs. 0-2 the count. The pitch. Long goes, and he'll get the second without a throw. That pitch was low for a ball.
Well, the first baseman wasn't even playing him, and you know, Ryan could have walked down there. But
got a cup of coffee down there too.
Yeah. No sugar.
Dakota Phillips on deck if necessary. Long at second. 1-2 the count to Castro. 2 outs. Otters down 6-3. The pitch.
There it is.
Swing and a miss.
Damn.
And that will be strike 3 and the third out of the inning.
Didn't I say it? Don't go chasing that pitch.
Kind of like don't go chasing waterfalls, right?
Right. He does it all the time. As much as I like him, that's a weakness he's got.
We'll come back with the final totals on the postgame show. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at IBEW16.net.
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at myMarathonStation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. This is the postgame show here on 91.5 WUEV. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. We wish we had better news to tell to the fans and faithful of Otterville, but the Otters fall, I think for the first time in quite a while, the first game of a series at home. It's something we normally don't see all the time here at Bossy Field. The Boomers coming in were on a 4-game losing streak heading back to last Sunday when the Otters played them in the rubber match. They got swept by the Florence Freedom, with the last 2 games getting outscored by a run margin of 15-3. So coming in, we knew that the bats were going to be aggressive, but we have Randy Wynn on the mound. Randy coming into today was 5-1 with a 2.67 ERA. Randy was able to get his 2 strike counts quick. The thing was, the Boomers of Schaumburg were able to jump on his strikes early and often. Now, that might have been the formula in order for Schaumburg to win today, because they knew Randy throws strikes early in the count, so you might as well swing at the first few pitches, and I think that's what Schaumburg was able to do. They scored the first run of the game in a hurry, like that. And then in the second, they sent 8 men to the plate. They had a 2-run home run by Dylan Jones, and then a 2-run double by Nick Otto, or Trey Gans, excuse me, 2-run single by Trey Gans to give the Boomers 4 runs in the 3rd inning, and the Otters therefore fell behind by a score of 4-1 quickly. In the 4th, the Otters, or in the bottom of the 3rd, excuse me, the Otters had a golden opportunity. Cronin led off with a single, and he was able to get the 3rd after the double by Mike Rizzatello. That's men on 2nd and 3rd with no outs. Last time I checked, if you're a fan of baseball or if you're a baseball manager or whatever the case may be, you're supposed to score with that kind of opportunity. Ryan Long then struck out, and then a ground out by Castro and Dakota Phillips ended the 3rd, and that was the end of the threat. From there, it seemed that the Boomers were cruising from there. They scored another run in the 5th off a triple from Mr. Oliver, and he later on scored from a single by Jack Parenti. So you're down 6-2 after 5. You score a run, an RBI double by Ryan Long, and then you make it interesting by a sac fly by Hunter Cullen, who scored Dakota Phillips in the 8th to make the score 6-3. Phillips hit a rocket to center field to lead off the bottom of the 8th. But the Otters fall by a score 6-3. Boomers have 6 runs on 12 hits with an error. Otters have 3 runs on 8 hits, no errors. The Boomers coming in, the last time they played the Otters was last week, and they scored 2 runs in 3 games. They multiplied that run total by 3 tonight alone. And I think that's something the Otters need to be worried about, because even though Schaumburg hasn't scored a whole lot of runs consistently this season, it doesn't mean that a team can get hot on any given night.
Well, let's analyze the situation here. They were swinging that bat that they held, and the second batter, Galinsky or whatever his name was, Galuski. I mean, he hit a shot off the fence, so it's a double. And then the next guy gets up, Jones, and he hits a shot that went off the fence. Then you get Aaron, and he gets a single. I mean, here you are. You're down 1 run ready. And then the roof caved in on Randy with another double and a home run. And he just I felt sorry for Randy. I mean, he's one of the better pitchers in the league. He's got good stuff. Tonight, his curveball was hanging, and they were jumping on it. And anytime you get a curveball that's up in front of your face, I don't care how bad of a hitter you are, it's an invitation. And that's what they did. And I would have yanked him earlier because I felt sorry for Randy. I mean, he's a good pitcher, and to be out there and be embarrassed, but that's not here to there. But the thing is, overall, I thought the Otters did well as far as hitting. They didn't strike out that much. They were very aggressive with the plate, and they hit some shots, but they were caught. So overall, it wasn't that bad of a game. Take away the first couple innings, and that was it. The hole was dug, and it was too deep.
So Randy Wynn will be unfortunately credited with the loss. A good job by the Boomers to win. They take the game 1 of this 3-game series. Tomorrow is important. The starter is yet to be known. We'll find out tomorrow. We know that Tyler Beardsley will pitch on Sunday.
Well, we were talking about Randy. You mentioned he came in to start the game. He was ERA of 2.6, and here he is now. We just got the official from the official score. His ERA now is an embarrassing 12.5.
Hold on. I think it's 3.42. That 12.5.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
God.
Nicely's ERA is 12. It came in at 15.
Randy, Entschuldigen Sie bitte. In German, I'm sorry.
No worries.
Okay, 3. Oh, boy, that is terrible. But the thing is, I felt sorry for him. He just didn't have it tonight. That's all. His curveball wasn't working that well. So that's it.
Well, we'll find out tomorrow. tomorrow is a special game. We're celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Otters tomorrow. There will be a free hat to the first 1,000 fans that will have the 25th anniversary logo of the Otters. And it will be concluded by fireworks after the game. So we encourage everyone out there listening to come down to Evansville tomorrow. 6:35 start. Gates open at 5:30. You can get your tickets at EvansvilleOtters.com, or you can call, get the correct phone number here, at 812-435-8686. Call at 812-435-8686. Well, we're hoping that the Otters have some fireworks from the plate tomorrow, and we'll find out who the starter is. For whatever reason, it is to be announced tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah.
So a little bit of mystery tomorrow, and we're hoping that it's in a positive outcome.
Well, as long as they swing the bats, let's just take Ryan for a second. Yes, he did strike out. He looked terrible. And then he hits a shot to the first baseman. Then he hits a base hit. Then he gets a double. Then he gets another shot. So he was at bat 5 times, I think, and struck out once, but hit the ball silently the other 4.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. It's all up in that computer.
For our radio engineer, Mr. Paul Mattingly, who did an excellent job tonight as always, and for my analyst, Mr. Bill McCune, I'm Dave Nguyen. Final score here from Bossy Field. Otters fall by a score of 6-3. Tune in tomorrow, 6:35 start, 6:15 pregame show as the Otters celebrate their 25th anniversary with a conclusion of fireworks after the game. Thank you for everyone who listened in tonight in Otterville land. This is Dave Nguyen signing off.